Hi, everyone.
Salutations.
Welcome back to Carrion Comfort News. We've been streaming already for a couple of hours, and we're back again, baby.
We're a bunch of babies, you know? We're just a bunch of baby G's. We're like, oh, we've been streaming for so long. It's like, yeah, we have. We really have.
Well, you know what? A couple hours feels a lot longer in the onesie. I'm not gonna lie.
The
turning my
onesie
fan
does
on.
fucking...
Adds to the heat. But you know what? We came back because we got news for you. Bunch of great news in video game, wrestling, tabletop, and film and TV, just like we have every week. My name is Zoe. My pronouns are they, she. You can find me at Twillick43 on all the social medias.
My name's Wes. My pronouns are he, they, and you can find me at Thirst Trap Moth on Twitter, where I just dropped probably what is going to be the next viral tweet of my career.
It's a pretty good meme. It's very appropriate for what we just saw in the Xbox and Bethesda showcase.
It's very true.
Oh,
very true.
Boy.
How was your Xbox and Bethesda showcase?
It was, it was good. I enjoyed some of what I saw, which is more than I was ready for. TBH.
EBH indeed.
Yeah.
There was a lot of cool stuff there. There was some stuff that I was like, kind of like lukewarm on. I don't really care about Overwatch or anything like that. And we'll kind of see why I don't care about a lot of Blizzard games, but there was some stuff there. I'm not like a big League of Legends person. I play League of Legends with some friends, but we have the ground rules set. Like, I've set boundaries with that game that if anybody starts getting toxic, then I'll stop playing the game.
And everything. Extremely fair.
Which is like the healthiest way to play that.
But
yeah, so a lot of big news. I'm excited for the Persona games. 3 through 5 are coming to Game Pass. So I'll get to finally play those games.
Yeah, I played 5, like I said before, but I've never played 3 and 4, so it'll be exciting to at least go back and play 4. Again, we'll see about 3, we'll see how I feel, because I feel like since 5 is coming out first, it feels like they're going to go backwards. So we'll see how I feel by the time 3 comes out.
Yeah, totally. Atlas Games, I've played Catherine and some of their own other games. Did they do the Tales games? Tales of whatever?
I don't know. I don't know if that's them or not.
Tales of Glop, Tales of Zestiria. I don't know. I should probably know more so as being a news source, but my brain is a fucking soup right now.
Let's see.
But yeah, no, I'm excited. I'm excited for Persona, and then I'm excited for No Man's Sky too.
Yeah,
as well. I mean, Starfield.
I'm looking up Tales of Arise. No, Tales is Bandai Namco.
Bandai Namco.
Yeah. Well, hey, before we get started, how about I tell everyone about our lovely, lovely sponsors?
Read that ad copy.
Hell yeah. First up, we have Callow. Callow is a game-focused, plant-based supplements company that we have partnered with and I use in my daily life. I use Q Focus to help me stay focused for, long days like today where there's a lot going on, a lot of streaming happening, and even more post-stream, believe it or not. And then Q Sleep to help me sleep at night because, while I don't really have insomnia exactly, I do have a lot of trouble sleeping, and that helps me regulate my body in the way it should be regulating on its own. We also have Q Energy powdered energy drinks to give you a boost without the crash like most energy drinks. You can use code COMFORT at checkout to get 10% off. We are also sponsored by Dice Envy. If you're ever looking to grab some dice to fill your coffers, once again, you can use our referral link in chat and in our About section to grab a very special set from Dice Envy. They have high quality handcrafted dice at a very reasonable price. They also have dice trays, dice bags, and more. You can use code COMFORT at checkout to get 10% off. Finally, we are sponsored by 1985 Games. They are the creators of Dungeon Craft, an affordable way to upgrade campaigns from hand-drawn maps to stunning visual worlds. Dungeon Craft is priced to allow any gamer to upgrade their campaign with over 1,000 cut-out pieces. You can use our link in the chat and in the About section to get 10% off with code COMFORT for new Battle Mats miniatures and their new deck of stories. Not only that, but we are, of course, still raising money for Trans Lifeline. You can hit !donate just like I did there to go to the Tiltify and give us money, and by us I do mean Trans Lifeline. We have already raised $680. There is only $70 more needed to reach the $750 stretch goal, at which point Wes will have to do all streams in July, or all non-TTRPG streams in July, on an exercise bike, and then at $1,000, whoever breaks us past that $1,000 barrier will get to dictate Wes's new tattoo, much like I did last year with their wonderful Lucha is Love, Lucha is Life tattoo with Shrek. And then also at $1,000, you'll unlock the rest of our stretch goals. We have them for $1,500, $2,000, $2,500, and $3,000. New stretch goals. Oh, thanks for the raid, Kingle J.
Thank you.
Oh yeah, we're here giving you the news. We're just about to start talking about our fundraising efforts for Pride Month. Once again, we are raising money for Trans Lifeline. You can hit !donate to go there and donate money. We are at $680 out of $3,000. There's lots of fun things happening with each stretch goals. It's really cool. We're really excited. It's only June 12th, and we're already almost at $1,000.
We are, I'm constantly and consistently being proven wrong by people. That I think that I like to challenge people, and I've been challenging people this entire time, saying that I don't think they got what it takes to raise money for this stuff. And you know what? I keep on getting proven wrong. So let's hope we get proven wrong. I mean, we're so close to $690. Like just like $10 would just be like fucking wild. But thank you for the raid, King LJ.
Yeah, and thanks for following Blanket Fort Stories and your Roar 88. Hell yeah.
Amazing.
Hey, Amazing. Are you ready for some news?
Yeah, let's fucking dive right into some video game news.
Let's dive right in. Indie developer Paper Star Studios have unveiled Flower Knight Who Die for PC, coming on Steam and itch.io. The hybrid visual novel RPG is slated to release in winter 2022. Flower Knight Who Die has players control a magical girl living in Yanghuacheng, the city of white blossoms. She is seeking the truth behind the disappearance of her best friend. It will feature turn-based battles, 3 endings, and lesbian romance. It is being written by Tabby Wright and Miao Zhuhui? I'm probably mispronouncing that, and I am sorry for that. While Sora Medina is handling the game's character art. Wright has previously written several visual novels distributed on itch, such as What Grows in the Night and A Wave of Lights. Medina illustrated Avatar: The Last Airbender, Legacy of the Fire Nation, and The Legend of Korra and Avatar's Chronicles side story scrapbooks. Additional staff for Flower Knight Who Die includes Irish G. Smith crafting its backgrounds, Starling Obo composing its music, Kai Kwong handling its logo design, and Koai on its UI design with illustrations by Shattered Earth. Obo was also the composer in last year's Loch Ness. While the Steam and itch.io page for Flower Knight Who Die have labeled the title as free to play, lead developer Tabby Wright reached out to RPG Site News on Twitter, commenting that it will be a commercial game, though price point has not been determined yet. In addition to all of that, I do have some very pretty screenshots. Let me transfer over here real quick. You can kind of see the menu screen there. The art in it looks really, really pretty. You can see the character design there with the text box and the background. I really like how the background kind of looks like that classical painted look.
Yeah.
With the character standing in the forefront there. Yeah, there's a little pause screen there with like the leaves falling. It just looks very, very pretty.
Feels like totally like a visual novel game.
Yeah, a visual novel with turn-based battles, which is neat. I'm interested to see how that plays out, and obviously I'm interested in the romance storylines, obviously. I love myself a visual dating novel.
Yeah, I am very particular on my visual novels. I'm very picky. Just like I'm picky with my anime. I'm very picky with anime. I'm very picky. You know what? I'm very picky with most Japan products. Because I am neither kawaii nor cutesy wootsy. So I have to be very picky with what I invest my time in.
That's fair. That's fair.
I mean, this does look very interesting. The artwork looks gorgeous, and it's magical girls. Motherfuckers be loving magical girls out here in the streets.
Do love magical girls. There you go. Yeah, I'm excited for it to come out. I'm definitely going to grab it. It seems really neat.
Yeah, definitely. You know what else we love, Zoe?
What's that?
We love employees walking out and telling their managers to fucking eat shit. Overworked GameStop employees have walked out of a store and they told the gamers to shop elsewhere. GameStop faces employee walkouts even as their meme stock soars right now. So the GameStop in the Gateway Mall in Lincoln, Nebraska is one of the busiest around, according to a person who used to run it. But over the weekend, it was closed after 4 employees decided to walk out and never return over what he says are bad working conditions and a verbally abusive district manager. It is the second time this year GameStop in that area saw its entire staff resign in protest. It's not uncommon anymore to walk up to a GameStop and see a sign that says it is temporarily closed while employees are on lunch or a bathroom break. Overworked and understaffed, sometimes there's only one person working the entire store. That is very true. At the store, our local GameStop store, that is doubly true. We have 2 of them, and it's true for both of them. Leaving them no other option. On Sunday, the makeshift sign outside the Gateway Mall said something different. It states, Attention GameStop patrons. We regret to inform you that we all quit. Our district manager has no respect for us as employees or as human beings. We have been told by our district manager that we were supposed to have had this store achieving sales quotes in running perfectly 6 months ago, which was 3 months before a lot of us even got hired. Unfortunately, despite the staff's best efforts, we are not God. For all of your gaming needs, please visit Entertain Mart, located right next to Spencer's here at Gateway Mall, Gamers, which is in Dan Avenue, Lincoln, Nebraska, or Game Room, which is in Lincoln, Nebraska as well. Spend your money on an establishment that respects its employees. Sincerely, former GameStop team. When Kotaku called the store on Monday to get a little bit more insight onto what was going on, somebody answered saying that it'd be open again soon, and they directed them to the contact the communications firm Longacre Square Partners, which specialize in topics like investor relations, shareholder activism, and crisis management, which is essentially that is a PR team that is supposed to handle what happens when employees walk out of stores. A representative of the firm refused to offer on the record comment on the situation over the phone. They declined to comment in writing either and demanded that they not mention the name of Longacre in the story, which, guess what? Frank Moorer, the store's recently promoted manager, said, "For my health, I had to leave. The stress and anxiety were so bad, I had trouble sleeping, and I wasn't even enjoying video games anymore. I only started working there in late 2021, and while at first it was fun, it quickly turned into a nightmare between the lack of resources and management's strict quotas. To put up with it, I was paid $17 an hour, just $2 over the entry-level rate at the nearby Target, while those under me only made $9, which was Nebraska's minimum wage." Moore also claimed that he was never properly trained by the company on any new responsibilities given as manager, nor given the resources or time to train others at the store. At one point, he had to work over 2 weeks straight with no days off just to keep the store functioning. When he asked for support, he was met with silence. Then there was the district manager, whom he is accused of routinely threatening and dressing down staff over their failure to meet impossible goals. He was abusive verbally. He would constantly threaten people's jobs. The staff would be told they could easily be replaced by other college kids, part of a ceaseless churn and burn mentality that Maurer said was part of why the store was struggling to meet unrealistic quotas. All he would see are numbers on a computer. So at a similar Lincoln, Nebraska GameStop store, there was a similar walkout sign. There have actually been 4 walkouts since August 2021 because of that district manager in Lincoln, Nebraska. 2 at each location. The first ones were kept pretty quiet. And this is huge amidst all of the talks of unionization at Apple and Amazon and Starbucks, as well as Activision Blizzard with Raven Software, as well as BioWare. And like GameStop, you can ask anybody that's ever worked at a GameStop. It is a tough gig. It is a very demanding gig. As much as some people might think that it's just video games, it is not just video games. It is dealing with parents. It is dealing with gamers. It's dealing with customers. It's dealing with stock. Typically, when you're the person in the store running the front desk, you're also the stock person. You have to handle deliveries. You got to handle setting up the whole store, making it look video gamey and all that stuff like that. So all the employees decided to quit. And their final quote puts a button on it. This company inspires managers to be horrendous to their workers. I didn't want all of my passion and effort to be wasted. But despite the time sink that I put into it, I still felt tossed aside like a wet paper towel. What do you think, Zoe?
Damn. I think that every single friend I have who has worked at GameStop has always fucking hated it and has been looking for any kind of out that they could get. GameStop sounds like an absolutely miserable place to work. Good for them for walking out. I hope that this story kind of blowing up now, since you said there were 2 walkouts initially that were kept pretty quiet. And now 2 more have happened because of this district manager, giving it a lot more attention now. Hopefully it leads to, well, kind of like what you said with like Blizzard, Activision, and Starbucks and Amazon, etc., seeing more unionization efforts happening in chain stores like GameStop.
Yeah, agreed. It's great.
Yeah,
it's great.
It's awful. There's too much put on employees, especially there's too much put on employees in places like GameStop and other places that are typically seen as like minimum wage jobs. And not only is there so much put on them, but the general public opinion about people who work there is garbage. It is absolute garbage. There is no kind of respect. There is no appreciation for what they have to do and what they have to go through. People see someone working behind a counter and think, oh, you just sell video games all day, or oh, you just, I don't know, flip burgers all day for like a fast food restaurant. And there isn't even the slightest bit of consideration for, like you said, the customers they have to deal with, especially at a place like GameStop, like you said, with the parents and people, so people who play video games who, hey, as a person who plays video games, I can acknowledge they're some of the worst people out there. I'm not gonna lie. It's why I don't play a lot of multiplayer games where you just play with strangers on the internet, because they are some pretty terrible people out there. And then also dealing with something that you would see in a lot of stores, a lot of department stores like Kohl's, where they have to like constantly try to upsell you, and if they don't do it, they'll get in trouble. They send mystery shoppers out to make sure you're doing it, and that is a whole thing on itself of just like, you could be can you tell I'm speaking from experience a little bit right now? Not necessarily with GameStop, but other jobs where, you could be a very good employee where you're like selling the things you need to sell, but if you're not like following the script and offering upsells when you're supposed to, even if the customer is getting visibly irritated and upset that they keep saying no over and over again, it feels like they're not being listened to. You get written up for that. You get fired for that. It's a fucking mess.
So I was an assistant manager at a Journeys at Parkway Place Mall. I don't mind outing that place because it was a nightmare. I was 18 and was made assistant manager within 6 months of working at that store.
Oh my god.
I was 18. I had keys to a store. I had keys to a lockbox where I had to drop off money every fucking night. I had, that was like, I drove a 1993 Toyota Camry, smoked Camel Crushes, and drank way too many energy drinks. And I worked at a Journey shoe store selling shoes to people. And they had a sock quota. We had a monthly sock quota.
My God.
That if we didn't sell that amount of socks, then we would get like in trouble for it. Because Journeys is a shoe store, but the thing is that like they're a shoe reseller for like Vans and Nike and DC and like Converse and all this stuff like that. That's not their main product. The main product that Journeys puts out is like t-shirts and socks and like other stuff. So they want you to push their own product on top so they can actually make profits and stuff off of it. It was wild. And there was like a lot of like harassment and shit that happened due to that, and a lot of like intimidation tactics and things that happened. It was wild. Absolutely wild time.
It's
Goodness.
Yeah.
We're losing people talking about labor.
Oh God, that's all right. Look, if
That's
people
fine.
don't expect us to talk about labor rights on the show at this point, I don't know what to tell you.
What
Hey,
do we talk about then?
Well, actually, speaking of labor rights,
Yeah,
why don't we just keep going into it?
let's do it.
Yeah. Hey, the group of Dragon Age Dreadwolf quality assurance workers who filed a unionization request in April have now officially voted to unionize. As reported by Eurogamer, all 16 of the QA workers agreed to form a union in a unanimous result, and bargaining between them and their employer, Keyword Studios, will now begin. Though they work directly with developer BioWare on Dreadwolf, the workers are employed by supporting company Keyword Studios and filed to unionize over poor pay, a return-to-work mandate, and more. The company said in a statement, Keyword Studios accepts the vote of the 16 Edmonton staff who have chosen to unionize. We value our people and will continue to constantly strive to be a good employer. As an organization, we want to ensure an engaging experience for all of our employees, and we take any concerns that our staff have seriously. We will continue to have an ongoing dialogue with all individuals in the Edmonton team, and we move forward together, always learning and improving. A return-to-work ruling was the final straw for the QA workers that prompted their attempt to unionize, who were reportedly told they must return to in-person workers despite COVID-19 cases rising in Alberta and regular BioWare employees facing no such ruling. A story that, is not unique to them at all, unfortunately. The employees were also allegedly subject to poor pay, with some employees receiving $16.50 Canadian dollars per hour, which is equivalent to $12.82 in US currency.
Christ, you're doing QA work in the video game industry and you're making $13, almost $13 an hour?
Almost
before taxes?
Under $13 an hour. Which, hey, surprise, surprise, considerably less than identical roles carried out by full BioWare employees. It is cheap labor for people who aren't considered real employees, from the sounds of it. Other issues were also raised, including gender pay discrimination, a lack of useful performance evaluations, and a hostile response to unionization efforts. Again, no big surprises there. Even at the time of filing, the workers felt very confident they would win their vote after taking inspiration from the recent efforts of Raven Software QA employees to unionize. Raven Software, of course, became the first union within Activision Blizzard despite alleged attempts from the developer to stop them. The workers were left out of recent pay increases at the company, however, with Activision Blizzard saying it was due to legal obligations under the National Labor Relations Act. Blah, blah, blah. Obviously, there's lots of issues with Activision Blizzard that, hey, got a story about them, too. It's actually better, maybe. We'll see. But we'll get into that later. For now, I am very happy to see continued successful unionization votes across the board for the video game industry. Much like, maybe it's beating a dead horse to keep saying it, to keep bringing up Starbucks and Amazon, etc., but I think it's a horse worth beating. I don't think that's a good phrase, but you know what I mean. I think it's worth bringing up again and again, because it is, I think it's important to appreciate how impossible all of this felt even a year ago.
Mm-hmm.
For Amazon, for Starbucks, for the video games industry, for any of these people to have successful unionization attempts. And the fact that it is happening and it continues to happen again and again is incredible. And with all of the absolute garbage happening in the world day in and day out, I like to hold on to this little glowing orb of hope close to my chest to make me feel something good.
Agreed, absolutely. Absolutely. God. Let's go ahead and take that right around and go into this because I'm very happy for them, and I hope that they get all the things that they need to for them at this Keyword Studios. Because return to work mandate is something that has been very tensely discussed about at my place of business. And I'm pretty sure that the San Francisco office of my place of business is not going to have a return to work mandate, and I'm pretty sure they're going to put one on the Birmingham office. And I can see the same thing happening at the Birmingham office. Is there being a bunch of people speaking out and like walking out and like doing like a work strike if they get forced to work in the office because I don't know, I live in the South and COVID-19 is a issue here. I'm recovering from having COVID. Like recently, as of last week. My brain is still soup. It's bad here. I got it from a gas station. I can trace it, or it's bad.
Jeez.
But let's talk about some other good news here.
Yeah.
Bobby Kotick announced a few days ago that Activision Blizzard will recognize Raven Software's Union of Quality Assurance Testers. He has promised that they will engage in good faith negotiations to enter a collective bargaining agreement with Communication Workers of America. The letter was sent to all Activision Blizzard employees and mentioned that the company had increased pay while denying them to union organizers and converted contract testers to full time. This was also accompanied by major layoffs. The letter has also emphasized that the publisher had started to integrate QA into the development process, a move that was criticized by CWA as an attempt to separate union members. Activision Blizzard did not return a request for comment by the time of publication of the multiple articles that I am reading from. It's hard to tell how good faith these contract negotiations will be. Before the QA testers at Raven Software won their union vote, the publisher had been doing everything it could to avoid the outcome. It sent a company-wide email regarding the consequences of unionizing. A labor board found merit in claims that Activision Blizzard had been retaliating against employees for discussing their working conditions. The company had also forced a vote with the labor board instead of recognizing the union outright. The bargaining process can often be drawn out and contentious, so CWA still faces many challenges ahead. The announcement came after Microsoft announced that they would be working with unions. And CEO Phil Spencer emphasized that Xbox did not currently have a relationship with the union, but that he would recognize the union when the acquisition deal closed. So Phil Spencer, when your big boss is telling you, because Activision Blizzard was bought by Microsoft Studios, so when your big boss is saying that you gotta do things, you begrudgingly have to fucking listen to him. As much as we know Bobby Kotick, who's a fucking nightmare of a human being and should obviously step down and, kind of be fined for a lot of the fucking misdoings, the wrongdoings that have been happening under his control. Mm-hmm. Gonzalez, an organizer within the labor advocacy group A Better ABK, told the New York Times that the vote is going to be the spark that ignites the rest of the industry, I believe. And as we can tell by our Dragon Age Dreadwolf QA tester story, that is very true. Earlier in the week, the contractors who work on BioWare games voted unanimously to form a labor union. And they thanked the brave workers across North America who are fighting for a better workplace. Amazing. Absolutely amazing.
Incredible. Absolutely. I hope like I said, it's hard to tell how good faith these contract negotiations will be, pulled right from the article. I am holding out hope that kind of like you said with Phil Spencer saying, like, we're doing this, we got to do this if the deal goes through. Hopefully that is listened to and obliged. Mm-hmm. Obviously, it's Activision Blizzard, so who can say how they're going to respond. But hopefully it ends up being a good story, because I know in similar not great news, you were talking off mic earlier about a Starbucks union that they said they were refusing to recognize ever. Is that right?
Yeah. So a lot of different Starbucks stores, including my local Starbucks store, which is down the street. It's on 20th Street here in Birmingham, Alabama. They have all voted to join union, to form and join a union, which is amazing. But the fucking CEO of Starbucks has said, we refuse to acknowledge unions. So that battle's still going to be going for them, which means that's probably going to be brought up in the Supreme Court. We're gonna have, pardon me, we're gonna be having. Pay attention, everybody, because we're going to be having a lot of labor rights articles happening. There's going to be a lot of strikes happening. There's going to be a lot of stores that are going to be closing. There's going to be a lot of talks about it on Fox and CNN. There's going to be a lot of votes about it. There's going to be a lot of protests that are going to be happening, especially this year. Just wait, especially when we start getting around the holidays. It's going to be happening. So do not be surprised when you see that your local, your local Target is closed and things of that nature, or your Amazon packages are slower to receive, or you can't buy video games at GameStop, that kind of deal.
Yeah, let me tell you, more striking and more protesting around the holidays is something I would like for my own profession, and that's all I'll say about that. Because we do have a union, and I would like it to be a little more effective with some of the bullshit we have to deal with.
Agreed completely. Agreed completely. Having known what you do.
Yeah, I'd like to spend a holiday not crying every day. Anyway, hey, let me hit you with some more news.
Booyah! Speaking of crying every day.
Speaking of crying every day, let's move a little bit away from labor unions and into Twitch banning. Asmongold has been banned by Twitch, though the reason may not be as sensible as one might expect. Twitch is known for dishing out bans to just about anyone and everyone, although some more prominent figures get off with very small bans. Pretty much everyone can feel the wrath of the Amazon-owned company. As we all know, Dr. Disrespect was permabanned from the platform without any reason why. To this day, neither Twitch or Dr. Disrespect have explained what happened, although many assume that the reason obviously was very significant to push him away completely, considering the prominence that Dr. Disrespect had on Twitch before that happened. But back to Asmongold. Popular Twitch streamer Asmongold's second account, Zach Rar, was recently banned for hateful and unmoderated content in chat, except it wasn't his own chat going around unceremoniously throwing around slurs and insults. This ban was because a Diablo Immortal player typed out the N-word with special text to get around filters in the in-game chat, something that Asmongold obviously doesn't have much control over, even with chat filters on. Asmongold noted in a YouTube video that he didn't want to give it any attention, fearing that it would spawn copycats who thought it would be okay to do the same thing, so he just ignored it and spent a few minutes talking about why it's stupid, in quotes. Twitch suspended the account with no grounds to appeal, stating that he didn't do enough to scrutinize the racism in-game. Asmongold also expressed his frustrations with Twitch, stating that the ban suggested he was okay with the slur and also promotes a way for players to weaponize racism to get streamers banned with in-game language. Asmongold's second account has since been unbanned and is free to continue streaming. As of right now, Twitch hasn't offered any official comment on the matter.
Jesus Christ.
Fucking wild. I'm not going to offer opinions about Asmongold himself because I don't know the streamer and I've never watched anything they do.
He's with OTK, which is a streaming organization that has like Ms. Jay Schlatt, Rich Campbell, SFan TV, Emeru, who's a popular League of Legends streamer and cosplayer. It's a whole group of them that all are like a team. They're all very popular, and so they come together as a team to do events and stuff like that. They've pulled their money together. They just had their own game conference this past week as well, where they're sponsoring games and stuff, which is wild to me. They're showcasing all this stuff like that for Summer Games Fest. It was wild. Yeah. They're based out of Austin, Texas. Asmongold is very contentious. He's a very controversial streamer. He's done some wild stuff. He's been participated in a lot of wild things. This I think is dumb as fuck.
Yeah.
The ground for the ban is dumb as fuck.
It's very... Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's basically what he said at the end, is that it does promote a way for people to weaponize this to get streamers banned that they don't like. It makes me think of one time when I was playing Dead by Daylight, and I didn't realize that a player's username was the N-word, but, creatively spelled out, so it wasn't obvious until I noticed it when I posted this. I posted some screenshot of the post-match results, and then as I uploaded it and looked at it, it finally clicked what was being
Yeah.
said. I don't know. It's a.
Well, the thing is that there should be tools in place. There should be things in place to keep you know, a lot of this shit from happening and a lot of this shit being like displayed on the platform on
Yeah.
Twitch. But the thing is, Twitch doesn't have a dedicated team to it. Twitch just has AI dedicated to it.
Yeah.
Has like an AI that goes around. Like there's currently somebody sitting in our chat right now. There's an AI that's sitting in our chat that is watching and making sure that we don't say any slurs, we don't do anything wrong like that, stuff like that. But like that's all it is.
Yeah.
It's not like an actual person that is the head of like this department. And like you said, they said there was no grounds for the banning, and then they like unbanned him and everything, and they're not going to make a comment on it. They're just going to say, yeah, well, okay, we went ahead, we had somebody look over it after you made a claim. Because that's the thing is, and like if you make a claim that you're like, oh, I have no grounds for being like banned, then they can choose to look over that or not. I almost had my previous account, my Shred Pirate Roberts account that I made before making Carrion Cover Studios. Before that, I almost, in the middle of a competition, I was doing competitive play with some friends, and we were like, you know, we were in a tournament for like money, and one of the opposing teams, like, because you can go to like all chat at the end of the game, dude just started hurling slurs left and right because he lost, and it fucking like we almost all got banned from Twitch. We all got flagged. We all got warnings. We almost got banned from Twitch and everything like that. But that was something that was out of our control. And like the grounds that they're saying, it's like he didn't do enough. He was like he didn't do enough to scrutinize it, which he has his own intent because he's a big streamer. He's got like, I think he's streaming right now. No, I don't think he's not streaming right now. But like he's up there. He gets like around like 11,000 to 20,000 people watching him all the time. And so he's like, I don't want there to be anybody copycatting what's going on in there. I don't want there to be anything like that. So I'm not going to draw attention to it, which is honestly the smart thing to do for somebody in his position.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not going to defend. I don't know the guy. You know, I don't know if he's a good person or not. You know, that's not my place. I don't have that kind of parasocial relationship with him. But you know, there we go. That's my 2 cents.
Yeah.
Perfect. What do you think?
I agree. It's a wild situation. I mean, obviously, you know, we all know Twitch doesn't even begin to do enough to fucking moderate this shit. So there's definitely an irony in making a claim that a streamer didn't do enough to address it, when Twitch basically sat on its hands for the entirety of, what was it? Was it February? Was it Black History Month when all that shit was getting really bad?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yep. Absolutely. Nail on the head with that one. Yeah. All right. Let's get into some more news right now.
What's up? Tell me.
Grammy organizers are going to introduce video game music category for the Grammys in 2023. The first ever Best Score Soundtrack for Video Games award will be up for grabs. They are adding 5 new award categories, including that one as well. It is officially the 65th Grammy Awards. And the new award will specifically recognize excellence in score soundtrack albums comprised predominantly of original scores and created specifically for or as a companion to a current video game or other interactive media released within the qualification period. Game music has made appearance at the Grammys prior to this, of course, with Journey composer Austin Wintory. I love his music. He did the music for Banner Saga as well, receiving a nomination in 2014 for his work on that game company's acclaimed adventure, Journey, which that soundtrack is fucking fantastic, as well as that, you know, that fucking game is beautiful as well. People will always find creative ways to write the N-word. You're so true, bestie. So fucking true. Phasing Octopus. Wintory received a nomination for Best Score Soundtrack for Visual Media, marking the first time a video game soundtrack has been nominated in that category. Prior to that, Christopher Tin brought game music to the Grammys in 2011 when his track Baba Yetu, originally penned for Civilization 4, was included on his Grammy-nominated album Calling All Dawns. Baba Yetu eventually won the Best Instrumental Arrangement Accompanying Vocalist Award, and that victory that was emulated earlier this year when the 8-bit big band won in the Best Arrangement Instrumental a cappella category for their take on Meta Knight's Revenge from Kirby Superstar. What do you think? What do you think about the Grammys adding video game music?
On one hand, I love it. On the other hand, I'm also getting big Oscars vibes when they made the Best Animated Picture category to prevent animated films from winning Best Picture after Beauty and the Beast got nominated.
Yes,
it feels
indeed.
very much. It feels, it's like that whole we can't let this thing that isn't real music win any of the real categories, so we'll give it its own category to just keep it out completely. Because I don't know, there are some video game soundtracks out there I think could be contenders for like best album or whatever. I don't watch the Grammys. I don't know exactly what it is.
Album of the year. Yeah, best
album of the year. Yeah. So it definitely feels to me, and maybe I'm just being paranoid because like it's literally what happened with the Oscars. It was literally an attempt to drive out animated films from winning Best Picture. It feels very similar in that they're taking something that they don't consider to be real forms of the media and giving it its own category so they don't have to deal with it, if that makes sense.
Oh, that completely makes sense.
Yeah.
That completely makes sense. And you know what could actually, I think it's gonna be wild because we are gonna be seeing like a crossover for this more, and I want to see this more because what we're seeing in video games is we're seeing like big artists make music for games.
Mm-hmm.
Like you've got like Hyperlight. What is it? Fucking Hyperlight Drifter. The soundtrack for Hyperlight Drifter. I need my computer to stop being like you've got so many tabs open. Why
Here,
do you
I
have so
gotcha.
many tabs
Hyperlight
open?
Drifter.
Yeah, the music of fucking Disaster Piece. Who did the soundtrack for It Follows.
Yes.
So we're gonna see a crossover with that. You know, maybe you see Bear McCreary with all the stuff that he did with video. He did the God of War soundtrack for the remake, which was fucking amazing. You've got fucking Japanese Breakfast did the soundtrack for Sable. You know, all this. I think it's about time because what are some video game soundtracks that you like a lot that stick out to you? Do you have any that stick out to you that's like a favorite?
So I know it's like a meme at this point.
Yeah.
But I genuinely really like the Undertale soundtrack. I think, Megalovania is great. We all love Megalovania, but even just in general, like it's one person sitting at his computer writing out all this music for the game. Every track is very interesting and very evocative of where it takes place in the game. I don't know. Like I said, I know it's the meme answer. I know it's like a jokey sort of thing. I don't know. I think it's genuinely really good music. I watched when they had the Undertale Orchestra.
Yep.
Last year, I think it was last year. When they had that happen, where hey, the Pope heard Megalovania, and that's very funny to me.
That's hilarious. That's actually hilarious.
It's very, very funny to me. But also, like, I watched that performance, and it was very, very good. I don't know. The Undertale soundtrack always sticks out to me. And then, of course, there's also, like, Legend of Zelda has really great music in it. I remember when when I think it was Skyward Sword came out. When Skyward Sword came out, you could buy the game, and you could buy a special edition, which I did. I bought the special edition that came with the Legend of Zelda 25th anniversary, and it was like, again, all orchestral arrangements of the music, and it's all very beautiful and very stunning and very evocative. You know, and then of course there's like Persona 5 has an incredible soundtrack. Every track on that is a fucking bop. I frequently listen to that just to get hyped up.
Hades,
yes, Hades has an amazing soundtrack too.
Most of the music from that company, which is like Bastion, Pyre, Transistor. It's the same guy that all works on all of that music.
Like Leslie was talking about, the music in Hollow Knight and the upcoming Silk Song is all incredible. The music in Dark Souls is really good. There's I mean, I could go on and on about the many amazing
Uematsu with Final Fantasy.
Yeah.
We've got Gareth Coker with Ori and the Blind Forest and Ori and the Will of the Wisp. We've got Koji Kondo with Super Mario Galaxy. Let's see, Yuka Kitamura with Dark Souls, like you said, and Bloodborne. We've got fucking fucking Gustavo Santaolalla with fucking Last of Us and Last of Us Part 2.
Yeah.
All that good stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
Tons.
there's a lot of problems with Last of Us, but one of the most striking like video game moments for me is still like the music swelling as you see the giraffes when you turn the corner. Like there's a lot of issues with The Last of Us that I personally have.
Yeah.
But that moment fucking
Like, why is Joel so hot?
Yeah, why is
That's
Joel
the
so
problem.
hot?
Why is Joel so hot?
But the
Why
moment
is he
the
so
moment with
rude?
the with the giraffes and the music is very good.
Yeah.
I love video game music.
Not a big fan of cannibals, Zoe.
Not a huge fan of cannibals, no.
Not a huge fan of cannibals. Makes sense. Makes sense. All right. What do you got up for us next on these
Yeah,
stories? We got a lot of stories.
Yeah, I got one more story for
weekend.
you in video game news.
Okay.
Nintendo has confirmed that it released a new Nintendo Switch console to counter the hacking that targeted the system. When exactly this new version of the console was released and what improvements it made exactly, we don't know. But its release was confirmed during the trial involving Nintendo and Team Executor hacker Gary Bowser. The trial concluded with a 40-month prison sentence for the latter, and now some documents from the case have surfaced online, revealing more details and insight, including word of the aforementioned console. Nintendo said of the console in the documents, in quotes, Nintendo has had to release a new version of our hardware in response to one of these hacking tools, and this modification entailed countless hours of engineering and adjustments to our global manufacturing and distribution chains, and of course corresponding resources. To be clear, these effects are a direct result of the defendant and team executor attacking our technological protection measures. Again, this is the extent of information we have about the Nintendo console. For the average consumer, it sounds like these changes aren't pertinent, but the whole ordeal was apparently a considerable headache for Nintendo, which explains why they went after Bowser as intensely as it did. In fact, Nintendo even noted that it treated this case very seriously in order to send a message. As for when the new model was released, it's not divulged, but it's believed to have happened back in 2018, which means if you bought a Switch after this, you have the new and improved model. If you bought one during the launch year, you don't.
Nice.
Yeah,
You
that
know what?
is very, very interesting to me.
You know what? It's interesting to me too, but also it's fucking hilarious as well.
It is very funny.
I don't know. It's fucking funny to me. I
It is funny to make a big company have to redesign its stuff completely and not even like be able to talk about it.
Yep. That's exactly where I'm at. That's exactly where I'm at. And that's just fucking funny to me. Because I mean, I'm gonna get it right now. But fuck Nintendo. You know? Can I just say that? Can I just say fuck Nintendo?
You can say fuck
Is that
Nintendo.
okay? I can say fuck Nintendo. I'm
You
allowed
can
to say fuck Nintendo.
I think you can say
Okay.
fuck Nintendo.
As a treat. Well, say
Yeah.
fuck Nintendo. They have a lot of abandonware. They have a lot of fucking they have a lot of IPs they're not using anymore. We talked about one during the showcase, Star Fox. Like this is why I'm so glad that we have a lot of indie creators that are making their own versions of these classic games. Like we see a lot of a Legend of Zelda clones coming out, like with Tunic and some other games. We're seeing tons and tons and tons of stuff happening on that front, and I'm just ecstatic. I'm stoked to be seeing people utilizing these IPs because they're not being used by Nintendo. F-Zero is not being used, but they're holding onto it in their clutches, and they're not letting anybody do anything with it. Like they're not letting anybody do anything with Smash Brothers. They're not letting anybody do anything with it's fucking embarrassing.
Yeah.
To be completely honest, it's fucking embarrassing. That's just me though.
Nintendo is a bad company. That's it. I like Nintendo games. I have a Nintendo Switch, but Nintendo as a company is fucking garbage.
Fucking garbage. They don't take care of people whatsoever. Oh my goodness. Chivalry 2 is now available on Steam. I got a free game code. I might play it later tonight. Who knows? If you got Chivalry 2, let's play it on stream together. God. Yeah, fucking yeah, hooray. Enjoy your new Switch consoles that you have to buy to keep it from getting hacked. All right, we got a couple more video game news stuff here. Just want to give a big shout out today during our Bethesda game showcase, Xbox Bethesda game showcase. They announced that there's a new partnership between Xbox Game Studios and Kojima Productions. to create a video game for Xbox like no one has ever experienced or seen before, using the power of the cloud. Hideo Kojima made Death Stranding, which was a Strand game, so now we have a cloud game. Hideo Kojima is one of the most innovative and creative minds in our industry. We can't wait to share what our teams will create together, is what they said. So, what do you feel about that? Hideo Kojima doing a game with Xbox.
I'm very excited. Like I said on the stream, it makes me think of a few weeks ago where we heard about the leaks. We saw the screenshot leaks of a game that looked very Silent Hill, like it might be based in the UK. With, if I remember correctly, a signature in one of them that resembled Hideo Kojima's. So I have really high hopes, even though they may be dashed, that this is the game that he's working on. I would love to see a Silent Hill, or even Silent Hill, like, I don't know, adjacent game. Something in that similar vibe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah, I'm excited to learn more.
Perfect. And then Jeff Gerstmann, who founded Giant Bomb, co-founded Giant Bomb, has left Giant Bomb after 15 years and is starting his own new podcast, and it's a Patreon supported podcast that's behind a paywall. Good for him, Jeff Gerstmann. He didn't appear on the latest podcast with Giant Bomb to say goodbye. Dan Reichert has returned, as well as Timur is now a mainstay cast member of that. But we are seeing Jeff Gerstmann leaving, which is a big deal. He co-founded Giant Bomb with the late Ryan Davis, who's no longer with us. They left GameSpot after a public falling out between Gerstmann and GameSpot management over a negative review of the shooter Kane & Lynch, and formed their own website. The crew of the site talked about the gaming website future post Jeff Gerstmann. Jane Ochoa had read a prepared statement about the exit, which he referred to as Jan Ochoa, which he referred to as a foundational shifting at the start of the broadcast. Exits from companies are incredibly complicated, explained Ochoa, adding that respecting everyone's privacy is paramount in this. So there's no reason, we don't know truly why he's leaving Giant Bomb.
Mm-hmm.
And but they are making a bunch of fucking changes. They're making a change in their branding. They've changed up their logo, things of that nature. They've made a bunch of different changes. Jan said one person or two people or just one off. It is not just one person or two person or one office. It is a site powered by a team that works hard to keep the lights on. He ended the opening statement with a message that the site and its team will continue to change and adapt. Shared that the site is not just about video games, but it's also about family, which I kind of get a little when I see words like that. Mm-hmm. Dan Radgert has been announced as the new creative director, and he said there's been a lot of changes since I last left to go work for WWE, but he's excited to work with this team on a new era, and that he has already worked with so many of the people there, and he knows that they're great, and I really can't wait to hit the ground running with you guys. Not present was Jeff, which people found odd considering that, he kind of founded everything. Thought that he'd be there to say goodbye. And so it seems to be that people are like, it doesn't seem that it's on good grounds for why he's leaving. But yeah, Jeff Gerstmann. Did you ever watch Giant Bomb at all, or listen to Giant Bomb?
I haven't. I haven't watched or listened to Giant Bomb. But I did kind of hear this story around the same time. I'm checking the article. I'm checking the Kotaku article to see when it was written, and sure enough, the day before that, I remembered seeing a tweet from someone on Friends at the Table, because of course I know Austin Walker got his start at Giant Bomb, or at least was there for a while. I saw a tweet from one of the cast members at Friends at the Table that said June 6th, which was the day before this article was published. I don't want to name names or put anyone on blast, but I'm so thankful to have someone in my life where I can go ask them, wait, what happened at Giant Bomb since you left?
Yep.
So just from the tone of that tweet, it definitely sounds like there is some shit happening there.
Some non-agreeable changes.
Yeah.
Some creative differances.
Good old creative differences.
Kind of about how it's gonna happen when I fucking leave Carrion Comfort
God.
Studios.
And I say, fine, whatever, you can have it. Take it from me. If you want it, then take it. And I'm going to give it to Zoe. And people are going to be confused as to why I gave control of Carrion Comfort Studios to Zoe. And but they will know. They will know. They'll know why.
Perfect. All right, giant bomb. Do you have any more gaming news? Because I've got one more big thing.
I am completely out of video game news.
Okay,
If
I
you
was
got
going to
more,
talk
hit
about
me.
how Metro 2033's author has been added to the Russian wanted list, but Dmitry Goglovsky has been on that list for a long time, so it's nothing new. He just spoke out against the Ukrainian invasion and everything like that. But Diablo 4 update has fans ready to boycott the game. A new update out of Blizzard pertaining to Diablo 4 has some fans worried about the upcoming action RPG. It specifically comes the way of the official Blizzard website, where it's trying to hire a product manager for the game's in-game store, which sounds like there's going to be a big emphasis not just on microtransactions, but getting players to engage with the marketplace. Blizzard say these items will be cosmetic only, but it's enough to have some fans worried about the game and the series' future. They talked about that today during the Bethesda showcase, that there's full customization of your characters. Blizzard stated that they are looking for a passionate, organized, and driven individual to manage the Diablo 4 in-game shop experience. This role will be a key member to the Diablo 4 commercial team. The ideal candidate will combine their experience working in a live service gaming environment with meticulous attention to detail, strong interpersonal communication skills, and preferably a white male. Never mind. I am passionate to delight our players. It's just, that's weird that came out. I think I was just reading the subtext of this thing. It continues, you will play a critical role in managing the Diablo 4 in-game store experience for millions of players around the world, as this is a key component to Diablo 4's seasonal content strategy. This sounds fucking awful. You'll be the tip of the spear planning the content release schedule, configuring products using our internal tooling, and working with stakeholders across disciplines to ensure regular updates to the store throughout each season to go smoothly. Additionally, you will strive to continually improve processes and encourage best practices. You can tell that this is a bunch of buzzword bullshit because I was falling asleep halfway through it. It's very vague, but it confirms that Diablo 4 may be more of a live service game than people thought and hoped for. Over on the Diablo Reddit page, the job listing has been shared, and the top reply reads as follows: "Please someone wake me up from this nightmare." The second most popular reply is, "Well, guess Diablo 4 is going to be a piece of shit," followed by, "Yep, guess my Diablo tenure ended with Diablo 3. They have not addressed, Blizzard does not address the consternation that the job listing has created within the Diablo community. If that changes, then we will be the ones to update you, loyal CCN followers. Perfect.
Fucking wild. I want to take a moment to acknowledge, because I think it's important to acknowledge one's failings as a person. That I did in fact pull this story, but apparently forgot to put it in my notes, which I realized as you started talking. So that's my B. But I was very interested in this. I bring that up because I'm very interested in the story. I'm very interested in because Diablo Immortal had a whole big thing with the ridiculous microtransactions required for the end game. I believe
was it $10,000 or $100,000?
It wasn't 100,000. I think it was 10,000. I don't think it was $100,000. God, was it $100,000? Hold on. Now I need to
I remember it was either 10,000 or it was one of the two.
Yeah, hold on.
It was bad.
I got it right here.
It was bad.
I got it right here. Let's look.
Hey, please, Mr. Postman. Hey.
I thought this article was about it, but now I'm not so sure. That's fine. I'm pretty sure it was $10,000. No, shit, you were right. $110,000 to fully upgrade one character. My God. My God. So yeah,
to fully upgrade one character. That's one character.
So with that in mind, there is literally no surprise that Diablo 4 seems to be heading in a similar way, where it's going to be very microtransaction heavy, very in-game store heavy, very encouraging you to spend your real money in order to have good things type of game. Yeah, it sucks. It sucks too because they showed the trailer, they showed the gameplay during the showcase, and it looks really cool.
Yeah.
It looks really cool, and I wish they wouldn't do this.
Yeah, no, of course.
But what can you say? What can you do? What can you do?
Boycott it and not play the game.
Exactly. It's what I've been doing. And guess what? Everybody, like, I see all the time on Twitter, and it's the funniest thing. People are like, oh, I miss Diablo. I miss Overwatch, but I can't play them because of the sexual assault allegations and everything like that. And it's like, it's not that hard to not play a game.
Yeah.
It is really not that hard to play a game. And I know there's people that have dedicated their lives to these games. But this is a lesson. Let this be a lesson for you. Don't dedicate your life to something that is not... If you're not getting a return on it, don't dedicate your life to it. It can be... Stop deifying things. And stop deifying people. Because they're just going to let you down. Every time, they're just going to let you down. Don't have heroes. Don't, like... You know, be careful about role models. They're just gonna let you down. I'm telling you right now. People, every time that somebody says that, like, I'm like, and it doesn't happen often, but it sometimes happens sometimes. People like, you're stuck at CCS. I just saw that. Very nice, Derek. Every time I see somebody say, oh, well, you know, you're fucking, you know, you're my role model, or I look up to you, or you like, you know, all this stuff like that. I tell them, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't put that on me. Don't say things like that to me, because I'm just going to let you down, because I'm eventually going to let you down. Because, you know, we'll see it in, like, a couple of years. I'll get canceled for a tweet that I made in, like, 2012 or something. Or you know, I'll say something dumb. And I'm just gonna tell you it's gonna happen. I'm gonna say something like, you know, like Hassan Piker did, where United States deserved 9/11, and I'm gonna get canceled for it, and people are gonna say, "Can you believe this? I can't believe that I shared the TTRPG space with the person." Just don't deify anybody. Don't deify games. You know, have fun, enjoy things. Rant over.
Kill your heroes. That's what I say.
Kill your heroes. Exactly.
Fantastic. Are you ready to move on to wrestling news? Because I have a wrestling news story, believe it or not.
I've got a wrestling news story too, but do you mind if I kind of waylay with some good news?
Yeah, tell me
some
your
really
good news.
Tell
me your good news.
For my fellow fans of Berserk, you can't see it. I have my Brand of the Sacrifice tattoo right here on my neck. For the fans of Berserk, the popular manga series will continue without Kentaro Miura. It will live on with Miura's best friend in charge of the series. After the tragic and sudden passing of Berserker creator Kentaro Miura last year at the age of 54, fans have been wondering whether the series would or even could continue without him. After over a year of waiting, they now know and have their answer. Berserk will be resuming with 6 chapters of the current story to be published before the team moves on to a new arc. These new entries will be credited original work by Kentaro Miura, mango by Studio Gaga, supervised by Kuji Mori. Kuji Mori is Kentaro Miura's best friend. And their numbering will continue in the same order as older chapters. In a series of statements posted on their company's site and social media accounts, the manga's production team have said, "We will resume the serialization of Berserk, using comments and sketches Miura made before his death as a starting point. We believe that this policy, although imperfect, is the best way to deliver the Berserk that Mr. Miura envisioned to everyone as faithfully as possible." The first statement, which was signed by Young Animal Editing Department, said, "We will resume the serialization of Berserk. Please accept our apologies for the long wait before we can make this announcement. We have read as many of your comments as possible for the Dai Berserk 10, Young Animal Memorial issue, and Berserk Volume 41. We are extremely grateful for each and every one of your words and for your messages sent to us through social media. We are truly touched by the love you all have for Berserk and the influence it has had on your lives. It is truly sad that Kentaro Miura himself is not here to read your comments with us." Before his passing, Kentaro Miura spoke to his close friend Kuji Mori about the stories and episodes he had in mind for Berserk. He also had similar talks with his studio staff and editor. He wondered, would everyone be surprised if I drew something like this? How about a character like this? Would this storyline be interesting? The talks were not meant to be as his last words, but were part of his ordinary days as a manga artist. Such ordinary days continued for more than a quarter of a century. Our minds and hearts are still filled with the thoughts Mr. Miura shared with us during that time. We've also found memos of ideas he wrote and designs for characters that he drew and left behind. We were reluctant to end his story without sharing these with the fans. Our hope is for everyone to read the last episode that we have put together until the very last frame. Upon resuming the series, our production team decided on a basic policy. Mr. Miura said so. This is what the production kept in mind. Since he did not leave behind rough drafts, it is impossible for us to create a manuscript exactly in the way he would have intended. However, we will write the manga so as not to deviate from his own words. We would like to take the Kentaro Miura that we knew so fondly through our conversations and work and convey this all to you in a sincere manner. From the next issue, we will publish 6 chapters until the end of the Fantasia arc / Elf Island chapter. After this, we will start a new arc. Credits will resume as I spoke before. Looking back, the first volume of Berserk was published in 1990 with 28,000 copies released for the first edition. It is not an immediate hit, and only a small group of people knew about it. Still, it drew avid fans and was able to hold their interest because people could feel Mr. Miura's desire to refine his craft. After a while, Berserk became a huge hit through Mr. Miura's extraordinary efforts and some good luck. Today, the first volume has been read by 2 million people around the world. We believe that Berserk has touched the hearts of many fans, and Mr. Miura would be happy to know that his thoughts have had a great influence on people's lives and works. We hope that everyone will continue to have the same connection with Berserk in the chapters to come. Thank you for all the fans who sent us message. We are grateful to many fans who quietly supported the manga through their thoughts. Every one of you will be the source of our energy as we move forward. We are truly grateful for you all, Young Animal Editing Department. And then Kujimura dropped his same statement that said a lot of the same stuff. But he was kind of like the executor of Kentaro Miura's will. And a lot of people at Young Animal and Studio Manga were asking Kojimura if they were going to be able to continue. And he says that the talent of Miura's apprentices are real. They are brilliant artists. Many of you may not be fully satisfied with the Berserk written without Miura, but we hope everyone's thoughts will be with us as we try our best. So yeah, Berserk is coming back. We officially announced it. I tweeted about it, and nobody said anything about it on my tweet or anything about that.
And I truly understand that I'm like one of the few people that actually cares about this story, but I've got some friends that care about it as well, so I'm very excited. What about you, Zoe? Do you have any connection to Berserk?
I don't have any connection to Berserk. Hearing the story did make me think of when Terry Pratchett died.
Yeah.
And the efforts went through because the final Discworld book to come out, The Shepherd's Crown, the Tiffany Aching book, was not finished when he died.
Yeah.
And there was a similar effort to put together what Terry Pratchett had written and notes left behind in the wake of his death to finish the book as best they could and give a proper ending. As much as a 60-book series can end. I'm sorry, 40 book series can end.
It feels like 60 sometimes.
It does. But yeah, it kind of makes me think of that, and it's very... It's nice. Obviously, it's a little different because they're also going to keep going, and they have the ability to keep going. But it is also nice to have these things left behind to be like a guiding hand.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Agreed. Totally agreed. I'm very excited. Berserk is very important to me. It's not for everybody. It is very graphic in detail. It's very gory. It's very graphic. There's a lot of sexually charged stuff. There's a lot of very sensitive topics that are covered across the series, including sexual assault, things of that nature. But it's never done gratuitously, I would say. It serves the story, though it doesn't serve it wholly. It could be better, but as time has gone on, Kentaro got better about that in the series. That you can tell. I mean, it's right there on my fucking shelf. I've got the first 2 volumes of the deluxe edition. And I've got countless and countless and countless volumes on my computer. But I hope to have the full, all that good stuff. But yeah, no, I'm excited. I'm stoked. I cried. I was high as fuck, and I cried. And I was by myself, and it was wild. But I'm very excited as an avid fan of this series, as somebody that has it tattooed on my body. I'm so stoked. Also reminds me of when Robert Jordan died and left the Wheel of Time to Brandon Sanderson. But what's the thing about that? When Brandon Sanderson took over Wheel of Time got better. Ciao. Wheel of Time was not that good until Brandon Sanderson took over. And that's all I've got to say about that. Let's move on to some Keep It Kayfabe news.
I hope the series continues to be really good and something you enjoy, continue to keep keeping up with.
Yeah. It's just for me, Nobody else.
Just
I
for
hope
you.
you know that.
No, I don't want
Just for
anyone
me.
else to have a good time. Just less. Hey,
Just
it's hard to believe it's only been a little less than 3 weeks since Stephanie McMahon stunned the wrestling world and her colleagues by announcing she was taking a leave of absence from her position as WWE's chief brand officer. The upheaval continued since then, with WWE Hall of Famer Jeff Jarrett being brought in for an executive role and reports emerging of McMahon's abilities as CBO being questioned. Today, and by today I mean a few days ago, WWE has announced another new executive will be joining the company. As revealed via a press release on the promotion's official website, WWE has hired Catherine Newman as their new executive vice president and head of marketing. The move makes Newman part of WWE's senior leadership team according to the release, and she will oversee marketing, brand, community relations, and other areas within WWE. The press release stated, Newman brings more than 2 decades of executive experience to WWE, including her most recent role as Chief Marketing Officer of Manchester United Media. She has also held senior positions at the Times of London and Financial Times, leading global marketing initiatives, developing strategic partnerships, and boosting subscription growth across various products. The move seems to confirm that WWE doesn't expect McMahon to return anytime soon, though it is unclear how much, if any, of McMahon's responsibilities will now fall to Newman. It had previously been reported that WWE President Nick Khan would be assuming McMahon's duties, but that it would be only for the short term before someone took over full time. As of yet, the company hasn't hired a new or interim chief brand officer. In her statement announcing her leave of absence, McMahon did state she would return to WWE at a later date, though she didn't specify when. As previously noted, McMahon's husband, Triple H, has recently returned to working in WWE's main office full-time after suffering a serious cardiac event, though his duties have reportedly been greatly reduced.
She caught a lot of flack with a lot of stuff going wrong. Her and Triple H both caught a lot of flack with stuff going wrong, which has caused we're seeing the company slowly slip from the McMahon's grasp, and I fully expect us by like next year or in 2 years, we're gonna see Vince McMahon sell the company to Nick Khan. I don't think it's going to be Vince McMahon's company anymore, and we're going to see a brand new WWE, and it's either going to be awful, it's going to be absolutely dog shit like it is now, or it might change for the better. Who knows? But I think Nick Khan is slowly trying to eke everybody out. Though we do have Triple H is working again, so, you know, who fucking knows? It's very interesting, though. They brought on Jeff Jarrett, JEFFJARRETT, Jeff Jarrett on to work within an executive role, which is wild to me. But, you know, Jeff Jarrett knows the business. As much as a piece of shit as he might be, he knows the business. God, yeah. Wild stuff happening over at WWE. You know what else is wild that's happening over at WWE?
Tell me.
One of WWE's top women stars, Paige, is finally leaving WWE after over a decade signed with the company. The multi-time Divas champion took to Twitter earlier this week, a couple days ago, and posted a statement regarding her exit from the company, which will officially be on July 7th. She is quoted as to say, "I'm not saying I'll never be in the ring. That day will certainly come again, wherever the return may be." To reflect the change, Paige has now changed her Twitter bio to show that she's now accepting bookings at SarayaBusinessInquiry@gmail.com. It'll be interesting to see what project she takes on next, as she has found success on other media platforms like Twitch. She's a very popular Twitch streamer since she injured her neck and has been away from actively wrestling for a long time. During one of her Twitch streams this past week, she clarified exactly what happened. They are keeping the door open. Both Vince and John Laurinaitis said they'll keep the door open, but that's usually what companies say. I do feel if I ever went back, it would make it more special. If WWE ever asked me to do something, it would be that much more special. There's nothing I can do. I wish I could stay longer. WWE doesn't want to resign me. It's not my decision. I don't want anyone to think it's my decision to walk away. If you don't renew the contract, then I don't think there's any non-compete clause. That's not what I was told on the phone. So, her last match in WWE was at a live event in December 27th, 2017, when she teamed with her partners Sonya Deville and Mandy Rose against Bayley, Mickie James, and Sasha Banks. That next April, Paige officially announced on SmackDown that she was retiring from in-ring competition due to several ongoing injuries. She appeared often on WWE TV following the announcement of retirement in managerial roles for Absolution and the Kabuki Warriors, Asuka and Kairi Sane. Her most notable on-screen role was likely her run as GM of SmackDown from April until December of 2018. So let's stay tuned and see what's going to be happening with her. I don't see her wrestling again because her fucking neck injury is so, like, it's a whole thing. It's a very whole thing. But I do see her taking on like a manager role at like maybe AEW. She might be a managerial position or something. You know, the women's division definitely needs it. Definitely needs it. What do you got? Are you familiar with Paige? Have you seen the WWE movie Fighting with My Family?
I haven't.
Or anything like that?
I haven't seen the movie. No.
Okay. It's
Sorry.
got Florence Pugh in it. It's about Paige, the wrestler who was formerly known as Saraya, yeah, it's pretty fucking decent. I'll say it's.
I do enjoy Florence Pugh.
But yeah, excellent. Any comments? Do you have any more wrestling news, Zoe, or can I go ahead and take it away with my last bit of wrestling news?
I don't have any more wrestling news. The only comment I have is sounds like more stuff going on at the WWE, baby.
More shitty, sucky.
Every week. That's what I hear, which is why, kind of related to the last news story, if someone else does end up fully taking over, it's honestly hard to imagine it being worse.
Agreed. It can only go up from there.
Prove me wrong, Nick.
And if it prove me wrong, Nick Khan, prove me wrong. All right, Sunday, June 26th, pay-per-view for the Forbidden Door, which is a crossover between AEW and NJPW, which we will be watching together in our Patreon the Patreon section of our Discord. So for $5 a month, you can see AEW and New Japan Pro Wrestling pay-per-view events over there with us. I've got to find a time to air Dominion for all of you there because that just happened last night. So I'll find a time to air Dominion for everybody. It might be this upcoming week. But this Wednesday's edition of AEW Dynamite saw a number of potential bouts for the upcoming Forbidden Door pay-per-view teased in some capacity. We saw appearances from the United Empire stable, led by Will Ospreay and the Australian Open, as well as Hangman Adam Page declaring his intent to challenge the Rainmaker, Kazuchika Okada, for the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship. There's been an update from Wrestling Observer newsletter that says that there might be a three-way bout for that championship between Kazuchika Okada, Adam Page, and Adam Cole. Though Kazuchika Okada has to wrestle Jay White to see who wins the IWGP. So we have a full statement from Wrestling Observer newsletter here. For Forbidden Door, the AEW title match will headline. That's going to be whoever wins between it's fucking Jon Moxley versus either Tanahashi or Goto. So it's whoever wins that versus Jon Moxley. So that's going to be the headliner. There will also be an IWGP title match with the Kazuchika Okada, the Rainmaker, versus the Switchblade Jay White for Bullet Club. The winner looking to be defending in a three-way with Adam Page and Adam Cole. So gay. Jeff Cobb and Great-O-Khan aren't IWGP Tag Champions, but FTR said they want those titles, and Cobb and O'Khan are going for the champions Bad Luck Fale and Chase Owens on 6/12. Obviously, Will Ospreay and Australian Open will fit into the show in some form. They made their arrivals on this week's Dynamite with a match between FTR and Trip Beretta versus Ospreay and Aussie Open. We look forward to hearing more of the card with the potential for Forbidden Door, with excitement building as the level of the AEW and JPW crossover universe increases. That is going to be on Sunday, June 26th. The doors open at 5. The show starts at 6. And it is happening at the United Center in Chicago. So, be able to tune in with Carrion Comfort as we watch the Forbidden Door. I can't wait to hear that coin drop and we fucking see Adam Cole, Bebe, and Hangman Adam Page versus Okada. That's going to be a fucking 5-star barn burner of a fucking match.
Hell yeah. Only $5 a month.
Only $5 a month,
this.
and you get that so much more. Yeah, we also got to organize our monthly video game meetup. We got to figure out what game everybody wants to play and organize that. Yeah, so we're gonna talk about that. We're gonna drop that this week and figure out what's a good time. That's all the Keep It Kayfabe news I've got. So do we want to take it on over to tabletop?
Yeah, let's take it over to tabletop. Starting right off with some news related to what's on everyone's mind right now: Stranger Things. Dungeons and Dragons has released an updated stat block for Vecna, the legendary Arch-Lich and namesake of Stranger Things' most recent antagonist. Wizards of the Coast has released the Vecna Dossier, a free-to-claim supplement on D&D Beyond. The dossier contains an updated stat block for Vecna in his pre-ascended Arch-Lich form. The dossier also includes an updated history for Vecna, which details his rise as an Arch-Lich and his creation of the Book of Vile Darkness. The Vecna dossier also shows off Vecna's new look, which was updated for 5e and incorporates the Book of Vile Darkness itself into Vecna's undead form. Interestingly, Vecna comes with several interesting abilities that are new to an Arch-Lich. Not only does Vecna have a Dread counterspell reaction that can negate enemy spellcasters and simultaneously deal damage, he can also use a Flight of the Damned cone attack that adds the Frightened condition to those who fail a Constitution saving throw, and a Rotten Fate attack that deals out nearly 100 points of necrotic damage and raises its target up as a zombie the following turn if the attack kills them. These represent some of the new spell-like abilities that Vecna and other spellcasters can use that were introduced to the game last year. Vecna is one of Dungeons and Dragons' most iconic villains, but he hasn't been used at all in a Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition adventure. It's unclear whether this new stat block will be used in any greater capacity, or if this is just meant to take advantage of Vecna's current popularity. My guess is for the latter. This is also the second batch of new material released by Wizards of the Coast on D&D Beyond since it's purchased D&D Beyond earlier this year. And if you give me just a single moment, I can pull up exactly what Vecna looks like. It's pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie. I'm into it, at least. Let's take a look here real quick. Transition over. There he is. He's spooky. He's a spooky guy.
It's kind of hot.
You know what? I'm
into it.
I'm into it. He can kill me and raise me as a zombie. Heyo.
You've successfully claimed the Vecna dossier. Yep, I got it.
Good.
We're in. Yeah, he looks. They tried to make him look hotter than he used to look. Have you seen Vecna?
I haven't.
Before? Yeah, he looked like a little skelly boy, and he wore like he looked like the fucking Nemoidians from Star Wars, the prequel trilogies.
Oh no.
And he had like a fucking like gross hand and stuff like that. And then he looked kind of different with Critical Role, but that's with Critical Role, so you can't really trust anything that they say.
Yeah, I found an image of him. He's a little
Master
gross.
Pass D&D deities. Okay, we'll do that next week. Well, I won't be here next week. We'll do that in 2 weeks.
Oh, that's a great idea. Absolutely. So yeah, new stat block for Vecna.
Amazing.
Whether, again, it's unclear if it's going to be actually used in any official capacity. Like I said, my guess is that it's just to capitalize on things. Except it's also free. So I don't know. I don't know.
Just grab it.
Yeah, just grab it. Go to if you have D&D Beyond account, go grab it. Teleport. Yeah.
He's got 5 legendary resistances. If he fails a saving throw, he can choose to succeed instead. Vecna carries a magic dagger named Afterthought. Legendary resistances. I was a big bad evil guy in my latest campaign, Strixhaven, and April, the DM, forgot to tell me that I had legendary resistances. But it kind of worked out because it just kept the episode from being too long. Anyways, next on tabletop role-playing news, don't mind if I take this one over here, Zoe, even though you found the story. There is Return to Dark Tower role-playing game announced. A crowdfunding campaign for a tabletop RPG based on the popular Return to Dark Tower board game went live this week. It's a new TTRPG set in the world of Return to Dark Tower, a fantasy board game published by Restoration Games earlier this year. The role-playing game is going to be published by Ninth Level Games and uses the Mazes role-playing system as its primary game engine. The game places players in a one-year campaign where their characters attempt to stop an adversary's plots and schemes before the final battle. Players will create 2 characters, a hero and a companion. Player will choose which one of their characters to play as based on the quest. Each quest has one of 2 aims. Either players are attempting to gain some sort of resources for the final battle, or they're attempting to foil a plot. Over the course of the game, players only roll one kind of dice, which determines the outcome for all checks. It is a sequel to the popular board game, Dark Tower, which served as both an area control and RPG-style game. Like the original game, Return to Dark Tower came with a massive electronic tower that serves as both in-game prop and a timer. The Kickstarter raised over $4 million and was successfully released earlier this year. I saw some people playing it. It looks fun as hell. This has no connection to the Dark Tower series from Stephen King, by the way. Just wanted to let you all know that, in case you're confused. Not to be confused with the game We Deal in Lead, which we talked about a couple of weeks ago, that I'm very, very excited for, and I'm definitely making content for. It's sitting on the back burner. Because you know me. It ain't me without having a bunch of fucking irons in the fire. But yeah, what do you think? You ever played Return to Dark Tower, Zoe? You
I
excited for
haven't.
this?
I had never heard about this game before I found the Kickstarter, which I posted a link in the chat right there for y'all. But it looks really, really cool. I also initially thought when I saw it that it was connected to Stephen King's The Dark Tower, which obviously it is not. But that I don't think that makes it any less interesting.
No.
Yeah, it's I like the look of it. I like the aesthetic. It feels very like classic RPG, and it's art and it's lettering and it's just its overall like layout. I really like it. It's definitely something I am going to back. I'll probably look at it more closely once we're done here.
Excellent. Yeah, I'm excited. I can't wait to see what comes of that. What else do you have for us in Table Talk news?
Yeah, I don't have a lot of tabletop news today, but I got one more thing here for you. A certain generation of tabletop players are familiar, of course, with Monte Cook games. Monte Cook contributed extensively to the lore and rules of Dungeons & Dragons, including certain pre-written adventures and supplements regarding, the Great Lich Vecna, before eventually starting his own TTRPG studio. Said studio has, of course, developed their share of original material, like the science fantasy setting of Numenera, as well as multiple crowdfunding projects.
As well as the safety tools consent form checklist. They made the first one.
Really? I didn't know that.
Monte Cook Games made the first one.
That's fantastic. I love that. Well, now they are giving more tools to TTRPG developers with the announcement of the Cypher System Open License. For those not aware, an open game license is where publishers and independent developers can duplicate content found in a TTRPG's core gameplay systems. This is usually provided as part of a reference document, which shows what can and can't be freely duplicated. Said content includes character generation, core game rules, optional and variant rules, creatures, ciphers, items, artifacts, and more. Normally, the use of such material is dependent on licensing fees and a formal contract between the holders of the game systems and the developers in question, but an open game license is available to all who want to use it. For example, Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition has a 5e OGL, which has led to a lot of creative projects built on their foundation, including Monte Cook Games' own cosmic fantasy adventure Path of the Planebreaker. The announcement for the Cypher System Open License came from a post on Monte Cook Games' website. As the name implies, this open license will allow developers and publishers to freely use Monte Cook Games' Cypher TTRPG rule systems for their own creative projects going forward. The Cypher system is characterized by its ease of use, narrative focus, and flexibility. This is demonstrated by how the system is used as the basis for the island-based coastal adventure RPG Tidal Blades, the superhero RPG Claim the Skies, and, of course, the soon-to-be-released adaptation of the horror anthology podcast series Old Gods of Appalachia. Publishers are invited to capitalize on the commercial success of the Cypher system and make the most of its amazing flexibility, ease of play, narrative focus, and fun gameplay as they bring their creativity to life. Open licensees will be able to create adventures, settings, supplements, and even entire self-contained games using the Cypher system, and to modify, change, and add to the system rules as best serves their vision. In addition to this announcement, Monty Cook Games also revealed several upcoming projects that will be taking advantage of these new resources. These projects include the following: Mystery Flesh Pit National Park RPG, a self-contained cosmic horror RPG about a Texas roadside attraction with a dark, unsettling secret. I can only imagine what that secret is. It will be coming to Kickstarter in 2023. GM Roulette, a party game where you and your friends can have a TTRPG experience even if the GM hasn't prepped anything. It plays in 3 hours or less. That will be coming to Kickstarter later this year. And finally, Blood and Chrome, a cyberpunk sourcebook and setting depicting a dystopian near-future New Orleans. This is an expansion of Marlowe House's Cypher Burst materials. The project will be coming to Kickstarter later this summer. And that's it.
Yes, the Cypher system's very cool. I'm glad that it's going open license.
Yeah. I think, obviously, the Cypher, Monty Cook Games, does a lot better with the content they produce than Wizards of the Coast does.
Indeed.
But the fact that 5e has an open game license is the best thing for Dungeons & Dragons, because personally, in my own experience, the best 5th edition content comes from third-party creators making use of that license. The stuff that Wizards of the Coast
Press and Kobold Press.
Yes, Kobold Press is great. So I'm starting to get tongue-tied. Wizards of the Coast typically writes pretty garbage content for their own game.
It's true.
But, that's how it be sometimes. But yeah, I'm really excited. I'm excited to see what all comes out of this. I'm excited to see these new projects. Mystery Flesh Pit, hell yes, we love the Mystery Flesh Pit in this house. Is that an actual roadside attraction in Texas?
It's a creepypasta kind of thing. There's a Tumblr.
It's a creepypasta. Okay.
Yep.
Well, it sounds cool. I love it. Am I Googling Mystery Flesh Pit right now? Maybe a little bit.
Yep. Go ahead and check that out.
Amazing. There's an article about it on Tor.com, which is chef's kiss. Perfect. I'll take a look at that later. I love flesh pits.
Amazing.
Love to be in one someday.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Sorry.
That's all I've got for tabletop news.
Yeah, that's all I got too. It was a slow news week as far as tabletop goes, but you know what?
That means we got fucking.
I have so much film and TV news.
I have so much film and TV news.
Can I start us off with sad news? Just to get it out of the way. Oh god.
If you want to get it out of the way before I go Joker mode, then go ahead.
I would like to get the sad news out of the way because this is something that honest to God broke my heart when I read it. Let me get some water real quick because my throat.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, let's take a little bit of water break.
Hydrate a little bit. Julie Cruz, the singer whose ethereal music deepened the drama of David Lynch's work, has died at age 65. Her husband, Edward Grinnan, wrote on Facebook, "She left this realm on her own terms. No regrets. She is at peace. I played her song Roam during her transition. Now she will roam forever. Rest in peace, my love." Cruz's best-known song was Falling. Its instrumental, written by Angelo Badalamenti, was used as the theme to Twin Peaks, Lynch's iconic TV show that debuted in 1990. Lynch wrote lyrics for Cruz's vocal version, which reached number 7 in the UK charts, was a hit across Europe, and topped the Australian singles chart. It was included on her debut album, Floating Into the Night, released in 1989. Born in Iowa in 1956, Cruz began her collaborations with Lynch in 1986 for his film Blue Velvet, which prominently features her Badalamenti collaboration Mysteries of Love. In 1990, she appeared as a character called the Dream Self of the Heartbroken Woman in Lynch's avant-garde theater production, Industrial Symphony No. 1, alongside Nicolas Cage and Laura Dern. Her songcraft has earned her a passionate cult following drawn to Cruz's deceptively pristine and innocent delivery. "Technically, this music is so delicate that it's a challenge just to sing it," she said in 1990, "but at the same time it allows me to be more dramatic, more psychotic than if I were just singing Oh Baby Baby into the microphone. Certain things you can't overact while you're singing. This, I can overact and get away with it. I can stylize it. She also appeared as a character in Twin Peaks, singing in the town's bar, and in its movie spinoff, Twin Peaks Fire Walk With Me. She also came back for Twin Peaks The Return, which was the third season of show that launched on HBO in 2017.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing.
That's all I really got to say. It's a nice obituary for her. Julie Cruz is a very fantastic musician, a fantastic vocalist. When it says ethereal, it means ethereal. Her voice sounds like a dream state. If for some reason, if somehow you haven't heard her singing anything, I would recommend go listening to some stuff. I am a huge fan of Twin Peaks. Her music on Twin Peaks really makes that show what it is.
There's Falling from Twin Peaks. I just dropped it in the chat right there. Go listen to it.
Yes, go listen to it.
Yeah, she apparently was diagnosed with lupus in 2018 and lived with chronic pain.
Yes.
So that might have something to do with it as well.
Yeah.
God damn. Rest in peace, Julie Cruz, a legend. Absolutely fucking legendary. Absolutely fucking legendary. Amazing.
Right. Are you ready to go Joker mode?
I'm going Joker mode. Joker 2 confirmed by director Todd Phillips. Joaquin Phoenix will return for Joker. Folie à Deux. No, we're not getting a sequel to the popular Fall Out Boy album. It's just Joker 2. And with Folie à Deux, it seems to be that there's going to be something involving Harley Quinn, I'm assuming. The Clown Prince of Crime is coming back for another solo movie. The writer and director Todd Phillips posted a photo on Instagram of a script cover confirming that he's currently working on Joker 2, or as the script calls it, Joker Folie à Deux. Along with Phillips' script photo, he also included a picture of the Joker himself, Joaquin Phoenix reading the script. It seemingly confirms that Phoenix will be back to reprise his role in the sequel. Also returning for the sequel is Phillips' co-writer Scott Silver, whose credit appears on the script for the sequel. Another unknown for Joker 2 is what exactly the plot might be. The script's title of Joker Folie à Deux is a psychological term that refers to a mental disorder affecting two or more individuals, usually in the same family. Based on the plot of the first movie and that Thomas Wayne could be Joker's real father, it's entirely possible that this movie could introduce Batman and connect him to the Joker with the Folie à Deux idea, suggesting a connection that's even more than familial. I'm thinking it's Harley Quinn, though. That's just who I'm thinking. That's just me personally. Of course, that's all we know what the movie is about, and you're gonna have to wait for more information. What do you think about Joker 2, Zoe?
I think it's a very unnecessary movie that's being made.
Oh God. I even more so than the first Joker?
I saw the first Joker.
Yeah.
I didn't hate it.
No.
It got a lot of weird press that I don't think was really deserved in the end.
Yeah.
It's also
about how it's like transcendent of film and everything like that, and it's a love letter to the incel generation or something. I've saw a lot of
stuff like all of it, the good stuff, the bad stuff. I don't know, it was as you would say, it was a mid movie in the way where mid isn't bad, it's not good, it was just, it was a movie. I liked watching it. I don't want to watch it again.
No,
I certainly don't want to watch a sequel.
No,
I can't imagine what they're going to do as a sequel, because from what I remember, and to be fair, I saw it the one time in theaters and haven't seen it since then, so maybe I'm misremembering, but from what I remember, there was an implication similar to what they did with Gotham's version of the Joker, where it was like a not really committing sort of thing, where it's like, is this the Joker, or is this the inspiration for the Joker? Who knows? Ooh.
Yeah.
Well, I guess it's the Joker now. I guess it was him all along, baby.
It's the Joker. Yep. Couldn't even commit to their own ending.
Nope.
They had to come through.
I fucking hate
I don't know. I get the business end in that. I don't know. I guess it did well. Did it do well? It must have done well if they're making a sequel.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, it won Oscars. It won Oscars.
Did it really?
Yeah, he won Best Actor Oscar, and it won best best adapted screenplay, I think, and then also won a best music, best composer was the composer, which she did do a really good job on the music in it. It's really haunting with a cello and stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, it won Oscars, so it's a money grab. They're we gotta get those incel butts back in seats, baby.
My God.
And Todd Phillips Todd Phillips continuously got made fun of because of his movies. Because I don't know if you know this, but Todd Phillips wrote and directed Old School, and wrote and directed the Hangover movies and everything like that, and the movie Due Date. So he's looking for anything to get him to be considered an actual director, an actual cinematographer.
I enjoyed his direction. I did really enjoy the final scene of that movie when he goes on the talk show with who is that Alec Baldwin? Am I remembering that correctly?
It's Robert De Niro.
It's Robert De Niro. That's right.
These people have died and you're laughing. You're laughing.
Yeah.
People have died and you're laughing.
It's a meme now, but the acting and the camera work of all of, I don't know what I'm trying to say. It's a good moment in the movie, despite the fact that it's been memed to death. And there is there's definitely a lot in the Joker movie that's not great.
The whole Zoe Kravitz character, the whole thing of him picturing, spoiler alert, him imagining that she's into him when she's really not.
Yeah.
Him thinking that he's had a whole relationship with her and everything. Fucking wonderful. Fucking great stuff.
Yeah.
God damn it. Yeah, can't wait to go Joker mode one more time.
Hey, speaking of going Joker mode.
Oh, God.
I don't know if that's really an appropriate transition to this next story.
I don't know, we'll see.
The legal troubles for the Flash actor Ezra Miller continue to mount as the parents of an 18-year-old reportedly seek a protective court order on behalf of their child. The filing obtained by multiple outlets alleged that Miller, now 29, groomed the 18-year-old named Takata Iron Eyes, starting when Iron Eyes was 12. The filing states Ezra used violence, intimidation, threat of violence, fear, paranoia, delusions, and drugs to hold sway over a young adolescent Takata. The parents accused Miller of cult-like and psychologically manipulative, controlling behavior. The parents, named Chase Iron Eyes and Sarah Jumping Eagle, allege that Miller first met Takata at the Standing Rock Reservation in North Dakota in 2016. From there, the parents allege that Miller gave their child drugs as a teen and offered to pay for them to attend Bard College in Massachusetts. Since dropping out of Bard in December, Takata has flown around the country with Miller, including to Hawaii, where the actor has been arrested twice. However, in a statement made by Takata on Instagram, they address assumptions made on my behalf by my family and friends regarding my stability and otherwise. In other posts, they share videos and images of themselves with and without Miller. The post says, I dropped out of Bard 5 months ago. My friend and comrade William passed shortly thereafter. My mind was incredibly impacted, and I've needed space and time for the processing of grief. My comrade Ezra Miller, for the entirety of the aforementioned era, has only provided loving support and invaluable protection throughout this period of loss. My father and his allegations hold no weight and are frankly transphobic and based in the notion that I am somehow incapable of coherent thought or opposing opinions to those of my own kindred, worrying about my well-being. I am now aware of the severity of emotional and psychological manipulation I was made to endure while in my parents' home. I am an adult, and I deserve to feel authority in my own body. A judge signed the request for a protective order, which states that Miller cannot have contact or harass Takata, Sarah, or Chase, or come within 100 yards of their residence. However, the court cannot locate or serve the order to Miller, as theirs and Takata's locations are currently unknown. A hearing for the order has been scheduled for July 12th. There is so much to unpack there.
I'm currently watching a video on Takata's on their Instagram, which is them saying, because a lot of people said, hey, there's a lot of people that are saying that those aren't my own words, that Ezra wrote them for me. I'm just clarifying them and saying them again in my own voice. Nobody's coercing or controlling me or anything like that.
Considering what Ezra Miller has been in the news for lately, and considering this relationship started when Takata was 12 years old, it feels to me like there's a lot of people doing bad things here. Like, I fully believe that as a trans youth, Takata's home life was garbage.
Yep.
But I also fully believe that Ezra Miller is also probably garbage.
I don't think that Ezra Miller is the best person to take over guardianship for this person.
Here's a fun fact. I know I've talked to you about this before, and I've talked with other people about it before, about how InsideTheMagic.net is a terrible news aggregation site that has the most clickbaity headlines. I just got a push notification for them that says, DC star kidnaps teenager and vanishes. Which feels like, I don't know, if Takada's being coerced, maybe, but based on the information that's out so far, probably.
Is there reasonable doubt to question the relationship and create an investigation? Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely, yes. Yeah, well, that's the thing is, regardless of whether or not Takada wants to be there or not, it stands true that Ezra Miller is very much committed grooming and everything on a 12-year-old for the past fucking...
Tokada's parents are transphobic, and Ezra Miller is a groomer are statements that are not mutually exclusive.
Yes, they are both true. It's for the past 6 years has been doing... Oh my fucking god. I can't. I fucking can't. I just can't. What is the... So, at first, it was kind of funny seeing Ezra Miller rage across Hawaii. You know, the whole fucking thing where it's like, yeah, Ezra Miller, they're getting too drunk and they're fighting people at karaoke. And it's like, no karaoke in Hawaii is safe. And then things just kept on getting worse and worse and worse and worse and worse. To the point now where it's so bad that it's like, there's no hope. I don't know. It's fucking wild to me. This whole thing is wild to me. Why is this happening? What's going on? What is going on?
Who knows? At the end of all of it, I just hope Tokada is okay.
Yeah.
And at least ends up okay.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. It's a lot.
What the fuck, yo? Like, what the fuck? What is happening? What is happening?
A nightmare, a living nightmare. And you know, God, I don't even want to think about how, like, prominent trans actor Ezra Miller behaving in this way is going to just fucking...
How does it look for other trans people? How
and
does
I don't
it look for the community
want to get
large?
I don't want to get too deep into it, because then you start to enter a problem where it's like, well, everyone, like, you know, prominent minorities have to be on their best behavior at all times, which is a fucking issue in itself.
Yeah.
But also, it's going to happen. I don't know. Everything fucking sucks and I hate it. Sorry. Anyway, hey, do you have like good news for us? Because I'm starting to spiral a little bit.
I've got an announcement for a new Netflix series. Castlevania returns to Netflix with the new series Castlevania Nocturne. This time it is going to be focusing on Rondo of Blood main character Richter Belmont. The streaming service announced this Friday during the Geek Week event. I watched it live on my couch while I was dying. Has release date for more Castlevania animation that wasn't announced, with Netflix confirming that Nocturne was in production. The new Castlevania series will focus on Richter Belmont, star of Rondo of Blood and Symphony of the Night. If it's accurate to the video game canon, it would be set centuries after the existing Castlevania animated series. The previous series focused on Trevor Belmont and his allies Sifa Bonaldes and Alucard. Castlevania Nocturne is led by showrunner Kevin Cold, who worked on the previous series, and with creator-writer Clive Bradley. Project 51 Productions and Powerhouse Animation are returning to animate for Nocturne. Warren Ellis, the popular writer and comic book writer and executive producer of the original series, will not return to the franchise, following a series of sexual misconduct allegations levied against him a few years back. So yeah, he hasn't been involved with Castlevania since the last season. And he will not be involved with it for future, which is, don't fuck around, dog. That's the thing, is I liked a lot of Warren Ellis's work. His work on Moon Knight was fucking fantastic, and everything about it. But he's a fucking piece of shit. So there you go. But they had an announcement trailer. I don't know if you want to play it. It's 42 seconds. All it does is it's got a bunch of voiceovers. And we just see Richter Belmont's back while he's holding the whip and everything, the whip and everything, and it's got the coat of arms of Belmont on his back, and then we just see the logo.
Yeah, we're starting to reach time, and I know we have a trailer we're gonna watch soon. I think people can go look up the Castlevania trailer themselves. I'm excited. I thought the first season of Castlevania was really neat.
Yeah,
I like the art style. I like that it was short. I love short
Agreed.
seasons. They make me happy because I
Short
can actually
seasons?
watch them.
Digestible?
I'm into it. I'm very excited. Speaking of new shows that were announced, and as Rob is asking for in the chat, the people demand
I
we
guess
talk
we can
about it. The
talk
people
about it.
demand
Rob is a
it.
patron.
Dragon
and Rob
Age.
is a subscriber. I
Dragon,
guess so.
Dragon. What's the dragon? Dragon Ball Z.
Dragon Ball Z.
Age Absolution is a new Netflix animated series set in the beloved BioWare series' fantasy world, and it arrives this December. Announced on the final day of Netflix Geeked Week, a trailer showed off a show that mixed anime-like 2D animation with some 3D environments. Sounds a lot like the Dragon Prince, and includes a lot of action, both in terms of melee fighting and magic. Netflix says that this is a standalone show created in collaboration with BioWare, and features an ensemble of new characters inspired by Dragon Age lore. While no characters have been named, and we don't have a sense of where in the Dragon Age timeline the show takes place, Netflix confirmed that the show takes place in the Tevinter Imperium, also the setting of the next game, Dragon Age Dreadwolf. Look at that beautiful synergy. The show will include elves, mages, knights, Canary, Red Templars, demons, and other special surprises, with more details to be announced in the future. The series' showrunner is
I got you, Marguerite Scott.
Marguerite Scott. Okay, pronounced exactly how it looks. Marguerite Scott, who has written multiple animated shows from Guardians of the Galaxy to Star Wars Resistance. Scott is also writing for Netflix's upcoming Magic the Gathering show. Just a small addendum to that. While many fans are excited by the prospect, Dragon Age co-creator David Gator has previously expressed some doubts about the idea of a Dragon Age animated show.
The creator said so?
The co-creator of Dragon Age itself has expressed doubts.
Damn.
Yes.
Dragon Age Absolution. So when your own homie ain't even riding or dying for you, that's
Yeah, let me take a look.
that's pretty intense. That's pretty serious.
David, this was back in November 2021.
Okay.
I'm relieved. Oh boy, this was a whole tweet, wasn't it, buddy? Huh?
See,
Okay.
the Mass Effect Amazon deal is for a potential TV series and not a movie. Even so, the possibility, and likewise for Dragon Age, makes me cringe just a little. Unlike many fans who appear excited, let me explain.
Oh
And
god,
then he
this
has
is a
thread.
very long thread. If you want to read this thread about why David Gator seems hesitant, you can click on that link and take a look at it. I don't know. Sounds like he doesn't write for BioWare anymore. So
No. He left BioWare like way before, like after Mass Effect 3, that kind of stuff.
Gotcha.
Hippopotamus. Okay, yeah, David Gator. I mean, cool, dog. Honestly, cool. Like, a new series. It's on Netflix, so it's either gonna be really shitty or it's gonna be really awesome. You know?
yeah.
I've got some updates for Forbidden Door. As well, just a little bit of updates. Jay White won the IWGP World Heavyweight title at NJPW Dominion. And so that means that we're probably not going to be seeing Okada versus Hangman Adam Page as much as we want to. It's going to be Jay White versus Adam Cole versus Adam Page. So the Sling Blade, the Switchblade has won again. Interesting. Okay, that's all I got. But yeah, what do you think about this series? It's gonna be set in the Tevinter Imperium. You said synergy, so they're on a united front to promote the new game. It feels like this is to promote the new game, right? Correct?
Oh, it definitely feels like it. The fact that it seems to be made to promote makes me more anxious.
Yeah.
Than how it would be if it was just coincidental that these seem to be coming out at the same time. The fact that it was planned like this, I don't know. I hope it's good regardless. Just there's also the fact that it can be said that just because something is made as a soulless cash grab doesn't mean it's going to feel like a soulless cash grab.
Agree.
So fingers crossed. Hopefully it's good. Hopefully it's good. Hopefully it's a good animated adaptation. You know what I learned existed the other day?
What?
Uh, Better Call Saul Slippin' Jimmy, which is an animated show on YouTube about Saul Goodman, aka Jimmy McGill, as a child in Catholic school.
Wait, what?
Uh-huh.
Netflix wants to do that?
No, that is a show on YouTube.
That's a show on YouTube?
That's a show happening on YouTube right now. Go look it up. It looks terrible. I saw a scene from it where the scene was just a nun farting, and the fart cloud like envelops the classroom, and then she turns into a possessed demon.
American Greed?
Hold on. Better Call Saul presents Slippin' Jimmy.
No.
Here, I'm gonna copy paste this in the Twitch chat. If you click on that, that'll bring up images related to it. You can see the beautiful, stunning animation style there. You see?
No. Slippin' Jimmy.
Uh-huh.
No, I love Better Call Saul. I've been rewatching. Oh no. It's like,
it's bad.
It's just like Big Mouth style animation too.
Mm-hmm. And it's not even, sorry, this is a little off topic, but it's like not even an attempt at like being an actual prequel to the prequel. It's just a goof, which you can see if you click on that link there. We'll show a screenshot of the possessed nun in question. Like it's stupid. It's stupid, and I hate it.
Let things be things.
Just let things be things so much.
This is real. This is real. Oh my god, Slippin' Jimmy.
Slippin' Jimmy.
Oh my god, Slippin' Jimmy.
Better Call Saul presents Slippin' Jimmy.
Oh god, Slippin' Jimmy.
I like the image that has this is real in it. God, it's a nightmare. We're all living in a nightmare, baby.
Living in a nightmare.
Anyway, what else do you got? What else do you got for us today?
Oh fuck! You know what? We just want to dive into more fucking animated series coming to Netflix.
Sure.
Ghostbusters Afterlife. Jason Reitman and Gil Keenan will executive produce a new TV series coming from Netflix and Sony Pictures that is based on the Ghostbusters. They kicked this off with Geek Week with this. It will be produced in conjunction with Sony's production company Ghost Corps Incorporated, with Afterlife director Jason Reitman and writer-producer Gil Keenan serving as executive producers. It was announced during Ghostbuster Day, which was the 38th anniversary of the original film. Reitman and Keenan are expected to reveal more about the fans can expect from the future of the Ghostbusters franchise. Currently, the Untitled series will join a growing library of animated content on Netflix, including The Cuphead Show, The Boss Baby, Back in the Crib, Coco Melon, He-Man and the Masters of the Universe, Revelation, which is really good, Jurassic World, Camp Cretaceous, and more. That's the thing with a lot of these series is that like half of them are like pretty good and the other half are just absolute garbage.
I have zero respect for Netflix's animation department because they canceled Bone.
Yep, they did cancel
They canceled Bone. They broke Jeff
Bone.
Smith's heart and my heart as well.
They canceled Bone.
They canceled Bone.
And I hate it. And I'll never recover. And I hate it forever.
Mm-hmm.
Makes me fucking cry listening to 1975 and getting high.
But I hope Ghostbusters turns out to be a good show. I don't know. There's also the whole like you said, let things be things instead of constantly trying to reboot and revitalize old properties. Imagine making something new.
Well, that's the thing. Is like, so I've been reconnecting with an old friend that used to stream on Twitch, who, at Keiko Parsons. She's talked about making a comeback to streaming, which would be sick, because she was really good at it. She was really entertaining, and it was like a very like positive kind of experience being on her streams and stuff like that. But she recently like had like a post where she was like, what's a movie that fully encapsulates who you are as a person, all of your fears, all of your like everything. And I said The Princess Bride. The Princess Bride is always my answer. And that's because I love the themes that it deals with. I love how it portrays relationships. I love how it portrays family. I love how it portrays a found family. All these different things, and it incorporates a lot of things that that I'm scared of my status in the world, and like how that affects how, like, if I'll ever find somebody that I love and all this stuff like that. All these stuff that's personal that I only need to talk about with my therapist. But I was talking with her about that, and I was like, and also the very amazing thing to me is that The Princess Bride is, as of today, considered unadaptable because the movie is so perfect. They did a short-lived musical that flopped because of it. They did that Quibi thing where like people were raising money and like a bunch of people just did different scenes from it, which was fine, but it was like a homage to it. They've done script cast readings. They've tried to do a television series. They've tried to do a movie remake. They've tried to do they've tried to do an animated series for The Princess Bride. They've made video games based on it, but they've all flopped. Because people consider it, like Hollywood producers consider that property cursed because they can't make a successful property. They can't cash in on it because it's so perfect how it is. And like that is one of those movies I don't need to see a remake of The Princess Bride. I don't need to see Ryan Reynolds play fucking Wesley. I don't need Ryan Reynolds and fucking whoever play Princess Buttercup. Like it's perfect how it is. And I don't need to see anything else. And I wish a lot of people would realize that for other movies. Like, I don't know. Star Wars is different, but like tell different stories in Star Wars. Like if you've got a wide expanded universe, investigate the rest of that universe. You don't have to focus on the same thing all the time. And it's the same thing with Princess Bride. There's not a wide expanded universe with that. It's just the one thing. Ghostbusters. There's not a wide expanded universe. There's not the Ghostbusters universe. The Ghostbusters are the Ghostbusters, okay? They're old men. One of them's dead, Kind of like let them die. Kind of let them, let them go. Just let them go. I think even the Ghostbusters Afterlife movie, they have a joke about that. About just letting things die. Because they had a lot of the old actors in it. I think the old actors died. Spoiler alert if you haven't seen it. I haven't seen the movie. I've been holding off on it. But I heard something like that happens. Which, it's fine. But yeah, Ghostbusters animated series. Fantastic.
Fucking wild.
What else you got for us?
Yeah, I got some stuff for you here. Hey, Marvel's Thunderbolts movie taps Jack Schreier as director. Marvel Studios' top secret Thunderbolts movie looks to have gained momentum as Deadline has learned that Jack Schreier is set as director of the new Marvel tentpole. Black Widow scribe Eric Pearson is penning the script, with Marvel Studios president Kevin Feige producing. Not much is known about the plot of the film other than it revolves around a group of villains who are sent on missions commissioned by the government. Another element that remains vague is which characters will be part of this team, since the film is technically still in development, though sources say Marvel has been in touch with certain individuals who are already part of the MCU to make sure to keep an opening in their schedules for next summer when it shoots. That said, some of the characters who could potentially be appearing in the film include Baron Zemo, Yelena Belova, Ghost, Taskmaster, the Abomination, U.S. Agent, and the Winter Soldier. General Thaddeus Thunderbolt Ross is also a possibility since he is the person in the comics who assembles the first team, hence the name, but that is unconfirmed as no deal for any actor has closed. While the town has been buzzing about the Fantastic Four directing search quietly, which has only begun meeting potential candidates, the studio has been focused on Thunderbolts ODA, and according to insiders, Schreier's presentation in recent weeks blew away execs and ultimately landed him the job. Schreier, who cut his teeth directing classic Kanye West and Kendrick Lamar music videos, broke onto the scene with his 2013 Sundance darling Robot and Frank. He also directed 2015's Paper Towns, recently wrapped production on the A24 and Netflix series Beef, and has directed episodes of FX's Dave.
Did a great job with those as well.
Yeah, I haven't seen any of those things.
It's continuing the standard that Netflix is doing now, where it's we're getting uncut directors. We're getting young, malleable, impressionable directors to do our work for us, so that we can better, they're hip and they're young, but we can kind of manipulate them to do what we want them to do, that kind of stuff.
which is, I mean, I guess if you got it, flaunt it, you know.
Yeah.
Smoke them if you got them. Are you excited about this?
I'm interested in it. I think it's something that could be good. I don't know. I've talked about before how I've been kind of burnt out on the MCU stuff.
Yeah.
I still haven't watched. I haven't watched Shang-Chi or the Eternals. I haven't watched Hawkeye. I haven't watched Moon Knight.
Oh my God, you're like the Marvel person too.
Yeah, I haven't watched those things. I've been trying to get back onto it. Like I mean, I saw Spider-Man because it's Spider-Man. I love Spider-Man, and I love them bringing back like the villains and stuff was fun. And Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness because I was hoping for that movie to be more than it was. I was riding the high of Everything Everywhere All at Once and said yes, more Multiverses of Madness, and then was given a universe where people stop on green. But that's fine.
I'm excited. I'm excited to see your reaction to Shang-Chi because I went to go see it with Oz and we both loved it.
Yeah, I've heard it's really good.
Yeah, and the Hawkeye series is pretty damn good too.
Yeah, and I've heard Moon Knight's really good. I've heard it's all good. I've just been burning out, you know. Miss Marvel's the other one that just premiered that I need to start watching.
Miss Marvel.
I'm good. Barely able to keep up with Obi-Wan Kenobi, and I'm really enjoying that show. But let me tell you, like, just making myself give myself the time to sit down for an hour to watch something is very difficult.
I woke up this morning and I was like, oh shit, I missed Kenobi, and I realized I did not miss Kenobi. I turned it on this morning before I got called in to do work shit. And I was like, oh man, I missed Kenobi. I did not miss Kenobi. I had already watched this episode of Kenobi. That's how, like, stew my brain is. I'm like, there's so much shit going on. And I'm like, oh, did I miss it? And it's like, no, you didn't miss it, Wes. You did not miss it. It's okay. You did not miss it.
I haven't watched Obi-Wan yet. I would recommend it. I think it's very good. It's very fun. People are being very critical of it because it's not what they expected it to be, and I don't know what they expected it to be because it's not like there's a lot. There can't be a lot of significance to happen in it.
Yeah.
There's not a lot that can happen that could, like, you know, significantly change a status quo because it's, you know, everyone still has to get to where they are at the beginning of A New Hope. Which is, you know, Obi-Wan's still hiding out, not being a prominent Jedi. It has to end with like you know, Leia still in Alderaan as a princess, not knowing Luke. It still has to end with Vader, where Vader is, you know. But I mean, I'm enjoying what we've been getting from it.
Amazing.
But anyway, yeah, I'm excited to see who they cast for Thunderbolts. I'm excited to see what villains they have. I imagine Loki's going to be in it because they'll never let Tom Hiddleston go.
No. Baron Zemo, Yelena Belova, Ghost, Taskmaster, the Abomination, U.S. Agent, the Winter Soldier. So they mentioned General Thaddeus Thunderbolt Ross, which is Betty Ross's dad. Mm-hmm. He's connected to the Hulk. The thing is, the guy that plays Thunderbolt Ross just died.
He did just
William
die.
Hurt just died. So people were like, well, how are they going to have Thunderbolt Ross involved with the Thunderbolts because it's named after him and stuff like that? And I was like, you know exactly what they're going to do? They're going to say that General Ross died and they started this superhero team, the Thunderbolts, in honor of him. Because it's something that he would have wanted, a government-controlled team.
I was going to say they're going to do holograms and shit like they did with Carrie Fisher in
I am
Rogue
hoping
One.
they don't do that.
Oh my god, I'm blanking on his name. Peter Cushing.
Peter Cushing. Well, yeah. I mean, they already have his facial scans because they de-aged him in Black
Mm-hmm.
Widow. Because Black Widow was a prequel, so they de-aged him for that role that he was in for 5 minutes for because he was sick as shit. No, I hope that that's not the case. I hope they don't try to do a fucking computer puppet for this guy. Just let him die. Just let him die. And just say that he died in the show.
In Birmingham, as of 5:30 p.m., Mars.
Yeah. Oh, you're muted.
I know, I had to stop. It's because I said computer puppet. And so my home speaker assistant thing that I listen to music through and do grocery list like that, I call it computer.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I do instead of calling it by its proper name, I call it computer.
Yeah, Rob says I'm glad Hayden is in it. I agree. Glitch says digital corpse casting. Exactly.
I don't know. Like I've always loved the Thunderbolts comics in Marvel because it's got that
the fucking, it's got the fucking feeling of the Suicide Squad.
But it's with like Marvel villains. Like you've got Venom was a member one time, and it wasn't like Eddie Brock Venom. It was Adrian Toomes Venom.
Oh,
it was
shit.
the Vulture that had the symbiote, and so it was like really weird. You had Penance. You had fucking like Mockingbird was part of the team at one point.
Uh-huh.
A bunch of different people. Bullseye was the leader of it at one point. And like there was a lot of contention between like him and Thunderbolt Ross because Bullseye's like, it doesn't fucking matter what you fucking do. I could kill you with a fucking pencil. So you better fucking, you're gonna let me lead this team and you're gonna let me do what I want, or I'll fucking kill you with an air freshener. So yeah, stuff like that. It was, the computer series was very the comic book series was very good, especially like around Civil War, because the Thunderbolts really came into their own around the Civil War, because that was Thunderbolt Ross's like they had Norman Osborn as the Iron Patriot as their leader, Bullseye. They had Mac Gargan as the Venom symbiote, because the symbiote moved from Adrian Toomes to Mac Gargan the Scorpion. Because the symbiote was like, I can get you out of your suit. And he's like, oh yeah, how? And it just goes up his nose and then everything like that. It's very fucking weird. But a whole cast of people. And like, they were like, no, Captain America's a criminal. And all the people that sided with Captain America's a criminal. So we're going to hunt him down. And it was literally like Thunderbolts comic series. It was, they're hunting down Captain America. Captain America, America's Most Wanted Man. And it was like all these like super villains. And it was fucking sick. It was that's like the Punisher was implied heavily. That's where the whole thing where we got like where the Punisher's like, I was your number one fan, all this good stuff. Like I was your biggest fan, all this stuff. So it's very cool. Thunderbolts are very cool. I hope that they stay cool. They probably won't, but I hope they stay cool.
You know what I have to say about that?
What?
What is this? Some kind of Thunderbolt squad?
Oh god damn it. Oh god damn it.
Oh, what else you got for us?
We've got Vinland Saga Season 2 will premiere early next year. The season is being produced by Mappa Studios. Zoe, do you know what Vinland Saga is?
Nope, never heard of it.
Okay, well, you know what? It's an anime that's produced by the same studio, Twin Engine, that produced Attack on Titan. Vinland Saga's first season, which covers the prologue arc of the original manga, follows the story of a young Viking warrior named Thorfinn, who joins a band of mercenaries in order to seek revenge for his father's death at the hand of Askeladd, the leader of the mercenaries. When last we saw him, Thorfinn was faced with the possibility of a life beyond his pursuit of revenge, as well as the consequences of a fateful choice made in a moment of anger. In the new trailer, we see flashbacks to Thorfinn's time as a mercenary under Askeladd's command, scenes of Leif Erikson and Thorfinn's great uncle Torkel interacting with new characters, as well as shots of King Canute standing atop a pile of treasure and brushing his hand across the scar he received during the climax of the first season from Thorfinn. Vinland Saga frequently blends real-life stories of prominent Viking historical figures like King Canute the Great, Thorfinn himself, and Leif Erikson with more dramatic fictional elements. So, Vinland Saga is about the Vinland. It's about the Vinland Saga, the Vikings, and their whole history, and it focuses on the main character Thorfinn, who was on a boat with his father, and his father was waylaid by mercenaries. And killed because his father had different opinions with his uncle Torkel. And so Thorfinn, kind of like in the movie The Northman or Hamlet, this is kind of the historical basis for Hamlet, says, you know what? I'm going to kill you. You are my uncle. You put the death of my father at your hands. I'm going to kill you. But first, I'm going to kill the man who actually killed my father, which is the fucking mercenary Askeladd. But the thing is, the mercenary Askeladd puts him in chains and says, no, you are going to work in this mercenary company for me. You're going to row the boat. You're going to do all this shit. You're going to do all this shit work. And so Thorfinn kind of learns through hard living, becomes a hardened warrior. But he starts realizing that there's more than just his, his revenge and everything. Maybe he can just form a life for himself. The manga is super fucking good, and the animation and the music and everything for Vinland Saga is fucking fantastic. It's on Amazon Prime if you want to watch the first season. Second season is probably going to be fucking great. They dropped a trailer. It looks so fucking good. I cannot wait. I absolutely cannot wait. What do you say, Zoe?
Yeah, I'm looking up Vinland Saga on Amazon Prime right now. I'm gonna add it to my watch list.
Definitely do it.
Yeah.
It's really good, because it's like Attack on Titan, where the the fight scenes are very well done, and they're very well drawn, and the animation's great, and the music's great. But the story has a little bit more ass to it, I would say, than Attack on Titan.
Yeah.
I'm not a big fan of Attack on Titan because I don't think that it has a lot of ass to it, but that's just me. But I'll tell you what does.
What's that?
Vinland Saga. And you should
Vinland
definitely check
Saga.
out Vinland Saga. Yeah, and they've got the trailer. I'm gonna drop the trailer right here
Hell
as
yeah,
well. You fucking say I won't. You saying I won't drop this trailer?
Drop it right now.
I want to drop it right there. Vinland
Hey.
Saga is lit. Yeah. If I'm not saying it, fucking the Facing Octopus is saying it. You can
Speaking
trust him.
of trailers,
Oh fuck me.
is it time?
Yeah.
Is it
I
time?
guess it's time.
First,
I
real
guess
quick,
it's
I
time.
have some breaking news that I just learned. Did you know that One Piece is getting ready to end?
Yep.
Fucking
they're getting to
wild.
the end. It's
Fucking
absolutely wild.
One Piece is going on
Absolutely
a
wild.
1-month hiatus as the author Ichiro Oda
Yep.
gets ready for the home stretch
Yep.
for a manga that's been going on for decades.
Amazing.
Fucking wild.
Amazing.
That's all I want to say about that because I'm just fucking blown away. Anyway, but that's not.
Before we get to the final trailer,
Yeah.
I do want to also shout out, if you are a fan of Brian K. Vaughan's comics, coming to Amazon Prime Video on July 29th, the Paper Girls series is coming out, which they're right over there on my. I've got all of them.
Yes.
Are right over here on my. But yeah, Paper Girls, the television series is an adaptation of Brian K. Vaughan, who wrote Saga, Ex Machina, The Runaways, a bunch of other, Why the Last Man, and Cliff Jangs, who did the art for Wonder Woman and Human Target, best-selling Eisner-winning comic series, which ran from 2015 to 2019. The series' official Twitter page introduced the 4 lead characters, played by Sophia Rosinski, Cameron Jones, Riley Lyde-Nolette, and Fina Straza. And they released July 29th is the air date. It follows 4 young girls who, while out delivering papers on the morning after Halloween in 1988, become unwittingly caught in a conflict between warring factions of time travelers, sending them on an adventure through time that will save the world. As they travel between our present, the past, and the future, they encounter future versions of themselves and now must choose to embrace or reject their fate. The story seamlessly interweaves deeply personal character drama with high adventure and action that is on the small screen. We know who's playing the 4 young girls. We don't know what actors are playing their adult selves or future selves, which is kind of like an exciting thing that they haven't revealed yet for the show. They have said that the show is for everyone, even those who have never picked up a comic book. And who have ever wondered what it'd be like to meet themselves at a different stage of life. To compare what you know now with what you knew then. It's been a genuine thrill to get to play in Brian and Cliff's world. I'm humbled to have worked alongside this incredible special group of artists and collaborators to bring it to life. Brian K. Vaughan, who famously has been kind of holding close to his chest his comic book properties, he said that he would never adapt Saga until a television show or a movie. But recently we've seen Why the Last Man, who lasted for a season and got canceled afterwards, unfortunately, and The Runaways, which lasted for 2 seasons after it got canceled. As said about Paper Girls, I love this show. The extraordinary cast feels ripped from the pages of our comics, and whether you've read every issue of Paper Girls or just starting the ride here, there will be huge surprises in store for you this epic first season. It's produced by Amazon Studios and Legendary Television in association with Plan B. It's going to be an 8-episode first season, and we'll see what happens. I'm very excited. We got a new Stranger Things, baby.
Hell
More
yeah.
inclusive.
I fucking love Paper Girls. I only read the first volume.
Yeah.
I haven't read the other ones because I haven't been to my comic shop in a very long time.
Yep.
But it's fucking sick, and I'm very excited for the show.
Amazing. Yeah, go ahead and check out all that good stuff. I'm excited. I love that series, and I hope it's good. I really hope it's good. I really
I
hope it's
hope so,
good.
too.
Okay, now it's time.
All right. We are going to share the trailer for Black Adam.
Black Adam.
Just a few days ago, this trailer dropped. I have not watched it yet. I know Wes has. I am seeing this blind. I am very excited. I have really enjoyed recently just waiting to watch trailers until we premiere them on CCN. It's very fun. Ali Wong is in it. Ali Wong is apparently in the Paper Girls show.
Yeah,
There you
Ali
go.
Wong. Ali Wong is also going to be in that Jason Schreier show, Beef, on
Oh,
Netflix.
fuck yeah.
You're the Ali Wong. I'm here for it.
Year of the Ali Wong. All right. Are you ready for Black Adam?
Oh yes, I'm ready for Black
All
Adam.
right.
Let's fucking do it, baby. Actually, let me go ahead and
Pull it up and let me know when you're ready, and I'll do a little countdown.
I don't know if y'all knew this, but Zoe refuses to stream things for me.
Oh, I
Zoe
can
said, "No, you don't have to. You don't have to, Zoe." But Zoe just said one time, and I quote, "You have your own damn computer." And I said, "Okay."
Dang. Uh-oh.
I'm at 0. I'm at 0.
Yeah, hold on 1 second.
Did I curse it? Did I curse the trailer?
I think it disappeared.
It
did disappear.
I can see it. I see it
On
stream.
Twitch? I
On
don't.
Twitch. Yeah, it's a black screen, and you got it in a field of stars. It's on Twitch. I'm looking at it right now. Okay, it just disappeared.
Okay.
What did you do?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh boy. All right.
What'd you do?
I'm not
What'd you
sure.
do?
I'm not sure.
Window capture. Just redo it. Just re-grab it.
Yeah.
Just re-grab it. It's okay. Yes, thank you, Glitch.
Yeah. Hold on 1 second, because there is
Yeah.
more that is deciding to go wrong right now, apparently.
Just open it up on YouTube if
No, I
you
mean my
cannot.
mouse has disappeared.
Oh. Well,
We're having some technical difficulties
this
here.
is a
Some
new
real
development.
some real technical difficulties.
Well, I can tell you right now, there's some other breaking news. Are y'all a fan
Yeah.
of Mike Flanagan?
I love Mike Flanagan.
Well, Mike Flanagan's newest show from Netflix, the trailer just disappeared, just dropped. It says, "To those before, to those after, to us now, and to those beyond, seen or unseen, here but not here. At a manor with a mysterious history, the 8 members of the Midnight Club meet each night at midnight to tell sinister stories, and to look for signs of the supernatural from the beyond. Based on the beloved Christopher Pike book series, brought to life by the creators of The Haunting of Hill House, brings the Midnight Club," which was the basis for, Are You Afraid of the Dark? With the Midnight Society. We have the Midnight Club. I went ahead and dropped the trailer. It's 1 minute and 13 seconds. I dropped it in the chat for those that want to watch that when you can.
All right. I got it.
Did you get it?
I got it back up. Everything's working again.
You got
Everything's
it back
going
up,
great.
baby.
Back up, baby. All right. Are we
Back
ready?
up, baby. Yeah,
All right.
yeah. 1 second. Let me go ahead and
All right.
fucking open this up. Okay.
Yeah. Let me just pull some things up too real quick, just in case that happens again. I don't know why that happened, but it's okay. Everything's fixed now. All right, we're gonna hit play on 3, 2, 1, play.
Black Adam,
Starting like a normal.
what have your
movie.
powers ever given to you?
Pierce Brosnan.
Nothing but heartache.
I was a slave until
As we
I
know,
died.
Pierce Brosnan's playing Dr. Fate.
Then I was reborn a god.
Scorpion King 3. 4. Whatever number they're
My
on.
son
Scorpion King.
sacrificed his life to save me. Now, I kneel before no one.
In this world, there are heroes
Yo! Yo!
and there are villains.
Yo!
Is that the fucking Adam?
Don't
Yeah,
kill.
the Adam. Noah Centrino is playing him.
Holy shit!
Well, I do.
Hawkman.
Fucking Hawkman, yeah.
My vision has shown me the future. You have two choices. You can be the destroyer of this world, or you can be its savior. That's up to you.
Behind you! Did he just catch a rocket? He caught a rocket.
Black Adam.
You know my fresh coat.
Huh.
I wish they would use more Jay-Z instead of just at the very end, all black like that would have been very fucking dope if they would have used more Jay-Z, but they didn't use more Jay-Z. Okay. Black Adam. We finally got a trailer for this thing that I didn't think was ever going to happen. Thoughts, Zoe?
I'm into it. It looks like a lot of fun. I don't know. It looks more interesting than normal DC movies. It definitely... I love the Atom. I love Hawkman. But I'm also definitely getting like feelings that it's probably going to be overstuffed.
So, the thing that's interesting is that, because that's the Justice Society of America. That's the JSA. That's Dr. Fate, the Atom, Hawkman, and let me see who else is in it. Because they had another member of it that we saw a little bit.
Glitch says, I'm definitely feeling this. I had no idea what was going to happen, and honestly, I don't know much DC, which is fair.
That's fair.
Yeah.
That's Cyclone. They've got Cyclone. Aldous Hodge is playing Carter Hall, a.k.a. Hawkman. Then you've got Quintessa Swindell is playing Maxine Hunkel, a.k.a. Cyclone, the granddaughter of the former hero Red Tornado, who can control wind and generate sound. And then you've got Noah Centino is from To All the Boys I've Loved Before, is playing Albert Al Rothstein, aka this Atom Smasher. So we've got a Jewish actor playing a Jewish hero, which is dope. And then you have Dr. Fate, Pierce Brosnan, who plays Dr. Fate. So we've got a lot of connections to Egyptian society, because Black Adam is a guy that was from Egyptian society that, like, received the almighty powers of the Egyptian gods and was imprisoned and everything, and so he wanted to fight back against that. He's like an anti-hero. He's a nemesis to fucking Shazam. They fight frequently because Shazam is like, he's the Greek gods, and then Black Adam is the Egyptian gods. I guess that's their reason for fighting each other also, because that's just how it works.
Yeah.
But Dr. Fate has connections to Egyptian mythology, as well as Hawkman has, stuff with Egyptian mythology. So we could see some connections with those three. And I don't think we're going to be seeing a lot of Cyclone and the Atom. I don't think we're going to be getting a lot of them, though.
Just a little taste.
Just a little taste. Though, I mean, the main crux of this kind of seems like, Black Adam was found, he was put in a government testing facility, and he escapes. And so that testing group, or those mercenaries, are trying to hunt him down. On top of that, it seems like they're using a lot of, like, Star Labs or some kind of alien technology. I don't think it's aliens. I think it's somebody using alien technology to kind of capture him. And I think the Justice Society of America gets called in to help with that. And I think what we're going to see... I'm going to spoil the movie for you before it even comes out, before I even know. What we're going to see is the Justice Society of America is like, we're going to take you down because you're like all this other stuff. And then Dr. Fate, Pierce Brosnan's like, I have to do research because I'm the son of an archaeologist. And so he goes and he does research. He's like, I heard a time where there was a slave man that inherited the powers of the gods, and he was entombed in a tomb for a long time until he was found, and his name was Black Adam. He's not actually a bad guy. He's actually a good guy. We should talk to him instead. And so they go talk to him, and then Black Adam's like, you know what? Just stay out of my way. And then he flies off, in the Rock fashion. And then they go and then they're like, okay, well, maybe we should actually help him because he's actually not in the wrong, and this government agency is in the wrong, and we should actually go fight against them. And then that's the big knockdown drag out.
There you go. Now you don't need to go see Black Adam anymore.
You don't have to go
you
see
heard it
Black
here
Adam.
first.
I saved you $12.
I saved you $12.
Amazing. Aldi's makes me happy just because I'm happy he's getting a check. I liked him in Leverage and his watchmaking is cool. That's what Glitch on Twitch says in the chat.
About Aldous?
Aldous, yes.
Lodge?
Not Aldi's, Aldous. Yeah.
Aldous makes me happy just because I'm happy he's getting a check. I liked him in Leverage, and his watchmaking is cool. Yeah, he was also in Supernatural for an arc as well. He's been in a lot of TV series. He was also in that Invisible Man movie. He's a really, really good actor. Yeah. Really good actor.
Yeah, the Invisible Man was really good. Okay, Aldous Hodge. Yeah.
Aldous Hodge.
I was having trouble putting the face to the name for some reason.
He's a character actor.
Yeah, he was really good.
He's pretty dope, though.
He was really good.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Well,
hell yeah.
Is that all the news we got for today?
That is all the news I got. It is 5:30. I am all newsed out. I have been sitting in this chair since 12:45, and I am ready to no longer be in this chair. I am ready to eat some food.
Yeah. I got some training to do for my chicken nugget stream that's coming up at some point.
Hey, speaking of which, don't forget, if you haven't yet, or even if you have already and you want to donate some more, you can go to this link here and donate to our Comfortably Queer campaign. Go to the Tiltify. All the money goes straight towards Trans Lifeline. We are so close to the $750 mark where Wes will have to do streams, non-TTRPG streams on an exercise bike for the entire month of July. I believe you all can get us there. Don't listen to the naysayers. Don't listen to the haters, the doubters.
The naysayer and haters and doubters being me. I don't think y'all have it in you. I don't think that y'all are strong enough to do it.
Also, while you're at it, don't forget to check out our sponsors, Callow, Dice Envy, and 1985 Games. You can also join the Discord if you haven't yet for some reason. We have a lot of fun there. You can also join the Patreon if you haven't. Where, again, for just $5 a month, you too can watch the Forbidden Door pay-per-view this Sunday.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
And for $2 a month, you
not
can
this
join...
Sunday. It's 2 Sundays from now.
Oh yes, I'm sorry. Not the 19th, but the 27th.
June
26th.
28th. Yeah.
26th.
Right.
I know how math works.
One of those days.
Yeah, 2 Sundays after. I'm very tired.
Yeah. Yeah, you're good. You're good. You're good.
Again, my name's Zoe. You can find me at Tolik43 on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, all the social medias. I'll be back here Thursday, I believe, where Leslie and I are going to be playing Little Hope. We were supposed to play The Quarry, but The Quarry decided to not have its crossplay working when it came out, so we're going to wait on that and play Little Hope instead, which is part of the Dark Anthology collection.
Yep. I'm excited to see that. And you will see me. You won't see me Monday. You won't see me Tuesday. You'll probably see me Wednesday for Sea of Thieves. But then you will probably you won't see me. I'm gonna be gone for a lot of this week. I've got a lot of stuff going on. So y'all be nice to everybody here. Y'all be sure to support Zoe and Leslie and Zeke and Oz and Derek and Nick. Go ahead and support them. Show them some love. For Wednesday, when I get back from where I'm going next week, better have hit $1,000 or I'm going to be very disappointed. I'm going to be very mad.
Dang.
Mm-hmm. You won't like me when I'm angry.
Don't disappoint Wes. Get us to $1,000.
I'm gonna cry. I'm gonna videotape me crying.
I believe in us. I believe in the power of people donating their money to Trans Lifeline.
We'll see. We'll see.
Cool. Do you have anything else you want to say?
No, dog. That's
Cool.
it. That's just me.
Cool.
That's just me.
Raiding?
I might. Yeah, I mean, yeah, we're definitely gonna raid. Totally.
Yeah.
You might see me later tonight. I might stream some Chivalry 2. If it happens. So go ahead and check that out. We're gonna go ahead and raid over into Anorian, who is playing some Final Fantasy Tactics and talking about his live stream actual play Final Fantasy Tactics game that he crowdfunded and stuff like that.
Oh, neat.
So let's go ahead, raid on over to there. Go ahead and give him a follow. And if you like Final Fantasy Tactics, go ahead and give him a little look-see. Go ahead and check that out.
Yeah.
But I got that raid started. Y'all hop on that. Hop in the raid. Say what's up. It's a handshake. It's a nice little, we see you. Nice little support thing. So let's go ahead and do that. And that's all I've got. Unless you want to watch the trailer for The School for Good and Evil that stars Charlize Theron.
I don't. I'm very tired. I'll watch it later.
Are you sure?
I'm
You sure you don't want to watch New Rockstar's breakdown of Miss Marvel episode 1?
I don't. I'm
sure you don't want to watch the kill count for Steel Street Part 2?
Stick around for the raid. We'll see you soon. Don't forget that comfort comes soon.
You don't want to see
Bye.
the Thor Love and Thunder
I saw it
trailer?
already.